person before you until now. I just want to make sure that the first person who kisses you loves you. Okay? I love you, Jersey. I love you too.
रियली सॉरी, थोड़ा सा लेट हो गए, ठीक है। क्या हाल है सबके, क्या हाल है? एक मिनट चैट लगा लूँ। चैट लगा रहा हूँ गाइस, चैट लगा रहा हूँ, एक मिनट दो मुझे। क्या बात है भाई, TSG 2 बुया निकाल चुकी है। टाइम फॉर S8UL एंड टोटल गेमिंग भाई। लेट्स फकिंग गो, लेट्स फकिंग गो भाई। जो भी स्ट्रीम पे नया, लाइक कर दो, सब्सक्राइब कर दो, लगा रहा हूँ मैं मैच।
Popis vem pra ser campeão. Popis vem pra ser campeão. Broques completa a seleção. Broques completa a seleção. Chama o Bentinho. Chama o Bentinho. Chama o Bentinho. O Cucu vai ser campeão. O Cucu vai ser campeão. Blocks are absolutely popping off on the main stage and we love it. But now we're going to head back over to the studio and we're going to head down to the main stage to kickstart the second part of Group B, Day 2. There we go.
Oh yeah, let's go.
W guys, TSG 2 बुया निकाल चुकी है guys, 2।
I see you with the energy right there. Let's go, Lace. This is a squad that, as mentioned earlier, they're going to be looking to get their first booyahs. And it was none other than their Brazilian brothers actually stopping them from getting those booyahs, Neptune.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, well, it has been said already. Despite of not getting booyahs, they're still taking the top of course. So it really... doesn't matter at this moment. As long as they can get to the top 4, then it's okay. No booyah, no problem for the moment. No, I want to see some booyahs out of them. Imagine how if they're crazy right now, if they're being loud right now. That flock's so proud, Gachira. It's gonna go crazy.
I know, but that's exactly what I'm waiting for actually, Seven, because we have Buriram and AGAL in Group A, but we also have Lost and Fluxo and Group A, and that's gonna be interesting.
Let's go, bhai. Team entries.
The
team entries
EWC 26. Let's get started. 6 more games to go.
Let's go.
Half of our players now know their fate, while the other half is ready now on this Giria City Ride.
That is right. 2 teams have now been eliminated from the competition, so the tension just got a little bit thicker because the consequences just became real.
Indeed, Barney, there is no room for error anymore. With only 6 games left, it's crucial to hit the ground running day 2s now.
Look, expect insane plays, expect heartbreaks, but above all, expect absolute chaos. And so, with that being said, it's time to introduce your next 12 teams to the main stage to fight for survival, starting with the Mia Corp.
Ali Esports.
Team RRQ.
जो भी स्ट्रीम में नया लाइक करो, सब्सक्राइब कर दो। मैं बता दूं फिर से, TAG 2 बूया निकाल चुकी है। इट्स टाइम फॉर S8UL एंड टोटल गेमिंग। पूरी उम्मीद है दोनों टीम क्वालिफाई कर सकती हैं, दो नहीं तो एक तो जरूर करेगी भाई। और TAG का भी खत्म नहीं हुआ है। TAG कल सर्वाइवल स्टेज खेलने वाली है, उसके लिए हम 3 बजे लाइव आ जाएंगे, ठीक है। आज थोड़ा लेट में इसलिए है बिकॉज हाँ भाई, कल मतलब मैं पहली बार FreeFire देखा और भाई मैं थक गया था भाई। मैं 12 मैच देख के थक गया था, सॉरी 8 मैच टोटल गेमिंग, लेट्स गो। 8 मैच देख के थक गया था मैं। 8 मैच देखे थे मैं लगातार FreeFire पे, पहली बार FreeFire देख रहा हूँ और 8 मैच देख रही लगातार। पूरा ऐसा टायर्ड हो गया था भाई मैं कहा आज मैं 12 के 12 मैच नहीं देख पाऊँगा, बट मैं इसमें अब ऑफकोर्स जहाँ पे हमारी 2 इंडियन टीम्स हैं मैं उसमें आ गया लाइव करने। TAG बढ़िया खेली भाई, मैंने देखा भाई क्या बुरा निकाला भाई TAG। W भाई W।
S8UL Esports.
S8UL, let's go.
And finally, Team Vitality. Here we are, our Group B is ready. Anything can still happen, and no one is really safe.
We've got $1 million on the line, the survival stage around the corner, and our grand finals reserved for just the most elite teams. And so with that being said, it's time to close out the group stage of FreeFire at the Esports World Cup. Four of the most dominant teams in the world will step onto the Giria City grid for the first time today. Teams who swept through their regions and left their opponents in the dust. But now they stand at the base of a mountain faced with an almost impossible climb. Well, let me take this opportunity to remind you that this is your chance to instill the fear of combat into your opponents. Don't hold back, don't hesitate, and trust in your teammates.
Comes through and Loud, all they have to do is just rush forward and they're completely surrounded from every single angle, and Loud once again a booyah!
MIB are lost, they turn it around and Bobs is the last one standing. It's going to be very difficult, but also Bobs struggling unholy along with the help of MIB are lost, and it's going to be MIB are lost getting the very first booyah of Group B.
looking for the final player, Kororo looking for that recovery, and they won't be denied as Buriram pulls away the third booyah of the day to take the #1 spot on the leaderboard. And Lion are losing players one after another, and as that happens, even Dix gets eliminated, and Games King was the last man standing. And it is going to be MIBR Lost getting the final booyah of Group B's Day 1. Our eyes on the teams who are in the top 4 slots as well as the bottom 2. Today is the chance for early qualifiers. Today is an unfortunate moment of heartbreak for 2 teams who will get to go on a little bit of a holiday here in Paris before they fly back home. But who is it going to be? Mia Corp Straw Hats down at the bottom, and S8UL a little bit too dangerously close to them.
Yeah, because today is anyone's game.
Oh, yeah.
Game 1, or at least Group A, was a story where any team could still make it big and survive. And I'm wondering if Group B will tell us the same story. Yesterday, loss went huge. 3 booyahs, ending the day strong. And I'm pretty sure that every other team in this group as well want to replicate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, it is a situation where MIBR lost, wanted to control the situation, but also wanted to find out exactly what they can do in a lobby like this. They've already proven themselves yesterday. I'm expecting them to have a little bit of a slower day today. I'm expecting the teams who are down in the mid part of the battle instead to really show us exactly what they've got. Obviously, it's the fight.
Let's go, S8UL, let's go.
Even if MIBR kind of sleeps on us, giving us average games back to back, I don't think they're going to be at risk of getting kicked out of the top 4.
Absolutely. I think one thing's for sure, though, everyone wants to maintain that top 2 slot.
Yeah.
After all, again, you get that holiday, you get that direct slot to that finals.
Yeah.
And on top of that as well, you mentioned just now during the desk, right, about how hard it would be to be playing through that survival stage. It's going to be hard, it's going to be lethal, and most importantly, it's going to be mind-bogglingly stressful.
Yeah, absolutely, because we have got the best of the best from around the world. We've only got the 4 slots. I guess a little bit of a blessing is you take these Super Titans out of the race. Now you get to go up against teams who are maybe just a tad bit better than you, right? Because you're taking out the teams who are down at the very bottom, so no easy picking. I think it's going to be ruthless. It is going to be very challenging for the teams to maintain consistency when we get into the survival stage. But of course, beyond all of that, if any teams do manage to show us a constant streak throughout those 10 games, I mean, color me surprised for sure, but I'm looking forward to a situation like that. What's going to be the fate of the Indian teams? Now, we saw the support for Shoto. He's got his family members here, but for the rest of the Indian squads, I hope they are not going to be depending on the support, but they're going to be depending on all that they have conversed, all that they have prepared for before reaching this stage, because there's still a lot to prove, and more importantly, you got to save yourselves from Meerkorp as well as Straw Hats, who are sure as hell going to be looking to climb up the leaderboard today.
Yeah, and I think what's really important as well is that day 1 is the day that you get a feel of everything. You have an idea, you learn from your mistakes. You have that few hours before coming into today to really fix up your mistakes, whether it be changing your drop spots, whether it be figuring out which teams you'd rather go head-to-head with. And that is why, it's really scary today. Definitely, I think the heat is up. Everyone's playing a little bit more faster compared to cautious compared to yesterday, at least from Group A, that what we've seen. I wouldn't be surprised to see it here too in Group B.
Absolutely. Fluxo, the potential of them going all out today, I really don't see it, right? Because at the end of the day, this is a team that usually flies under the radar, and when it's definitely needed at the finals, that's exactly when they show you what they're truly capable of. That being said though, 2 years back-to-back, they haven't been able to grab that trophy. Not only were they not able to grab the trophy, they were nowhere close to walking away with trophy here at the Esports World Cup for FreeFire. So perhaps they want to change their tactic up a tad bit this time round. They're currently sitting in the 3rd spot, not too far away from MIBR loss. I feel like 1 game can allow them to catch up. 2 games should allow them to overtake MIBR loss. But that is, of course, a question. Is MIBR going to allow such a thing to happen today as well?
Yeah, because yesterday they were on a streak. They were taking advantage of the fact that everyone is going to be cautious. It was very high-risk play, but it worked out very well in their favor. And now today, after hearing about what's happening in Brazil, right? Them in the regular season, how they were the boogeymen, how they were always back-to-back-to-backing when it comes to those booyahs. Can they bring that happening here today? Because definitely they had changed their strats from yesterday. yesterday till today, but that is why things get really interesting because definitely all eyes are on this top two. I'm sure no way in hell do they want to go into survival stage when they have the capability of making it into the top two.
Yeah, and shout out to Chris Joe as well. Vitality has been whooping some butt out there on the battlefield. Who would have expected Vitality to do even better than their Brick Brothers RRQ, who yesterday did manage to walk away with one booyah to their name, but not in the top 4 just yet. Vitality, on the other hand, are doing better than Fluxo as well as Twisted Minds. This is a big factor. I feel like they definitely need the confidence boost. Seeing Vitality make that early access into the grand finals is definitely going to be fantastic for them. We've got the RRQ fans out here versus the Fluxo fans as well.
Yeah.
Who can be louder? Who will have these smiles on their faces by the end of these 6 games?
And also, most importantly, who will be silenced by the end of the day as well? I'm really curious to see who it's going to be. But we all know who's the loudest of RRQ. Conchita in the backstage. She was screaming for them.
I highly doubt Conchita only screams for RRQ. That woman is unbiased. She wants to scream for everyone, but she sees the potential in the kingdom of RRQ. But I have to tell you, the Fluxo fans are a tad bit more lively, right? I want to see that exact same energy from the opposite end as well. RRQ, y'all need to stand up. Y'all need to make some noise, baby.
Y'all need to yell, that's for sure. Give your energy to your favorite team as we go into this game. Oh, they're starting to dance here. There we go. That's energy.
More energy, RRQ. More energy.
Yeah, I want to hear them sing. I mean, we hear a lot of the Fluxo chants, right? Yeah, so I need to hear them start singing, start yelling, because they do have a chant, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're eventually going to hear it. And I hope they continuously cheer their team on, because the kingdom of RRQ just tend to get disappointed a tad bit too early sometimes. And I know RRQ is not really looking to go wild out there on the battlefield today, but it would be nice to have that early access into the grand finals. But knowing the team, knowing how they play, and how they do love getting some extra experience out there, seeing exactly how well the rest of the teams can do, I think RRQ might be taking it a tad bit slower this time around as well. You also have to look at the teams who are trying to maintain the top 4 spots, right? Twisted Minds, Fluxo, MIBR Lots. These 3 teams are going to be very difficult to knock off of that perch. The closest ones that RRQ understands in terms of rotation, in terms of their play style, is going to be Vitality. So maybe some infighting. Maybe we're going to find a little bit of a battle between the 2 Indonesian squads out there.
Yeah, Conchita said that's a term for that in Bahasa Indonesia. Perang serumpun, she says.
All right.
Yeah, so that is something that I wouldn't be surprised to see as well. I do agree with you. The rotation is going to be happening. They can go for that as well. And I also really am excited to see if any of the bottom teams could actually just really surprise us as well. I think Total Gaming Esports as well didn't really have the best of days yesterday. Maybe a reset today would be something. I mean, you talked about how this is the first year that India has made it into the big stage as well, right? You want to get
back after a long time.
Yeah, after a long time. Now, you know, you want to get experience. You want to really get into the groove of things. It's so different playing from the Indian stage to a global stage with so many different play styles out there in the open, and they've definitely learned something from yesterday.
Tough lessons were learned yesterday for sure. I think IQ Total Gaming, S8UL Esports, they have a very heavy burden on their shoulders, because if you look at the size of the fan base in India, expecting them to perform, it's absolutely stressing, right? You know, some of the other teams who don't really have a huge support back at home, they've got nothing to lose. They've got nothing to worry about. Not many people judging them out there. Every mistake that the Indian teams make, on the other hand, you're going to see some harsh comments on YouTube. You're going to see some harsh posts later on. So they need to avoid that. But of course, they need to play for themselves. This is something that they've been working for the past few years. And this is where you really have to go all out. Everything's on the table. But even if they do not do that, I'm not going to be tickled by it at all. As long as they avoid the bottom 2 spots. Because I do want to see more from the Indian squads. So having them at the survival stage, I think I'm going to be quite happy about it.
Yeah, I think I'm also very excited to see this as well as we go into this later. I think one thing's for sure though, when you talk about so many of these teams, compared to say Group A, which means I would say a cutthroat group, Group B I think is something a little bit more anyone can be making anything happen, right? So that is where we really have to be paying attention.
Yeah, absolutely right. If you look at whether or not Group A truly was cutthroat, yeah, you've got so many titans
let's
in
go,
there, you see
bhai.
a lot of
Pehla match.
but because you don't have as many titans in here in Group B, you you're back to an even
First
playing
match,
field.
bhai,
So
let's
it's not
go.
any easier in Group B at the moment for survival. You're still going up against world-class squads out here. But of course, this is game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. As we hop on into Bermuda, the flight path is going to be dictating quite a number of
Esports
things.
World
And the
Cup.
first one's going to be
Let's
who's
go, bhai.
out of the flight first. It's MRBR lost, RRQ, as well as Team Secret. And Team Secret's another team that we definitely have to talk about. This team, the current kings of Southeast Asia, and some may argue Southeast Asia might just be one of the toughest lobbies out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, you know, when we talked about that as well, I think a lot of our fingers were pointed toward that Group A, right? We saw what happened from Buram United. It was really scary seeing them on that day 1 as well. But at the same time, in this lobby, you know, Southeast Asia, and we're meeting up against, I would say, one of the hard hitters, which is going to be Brazil as well. And again, when you look at the group stage leaders, Lost really put a big lead between themselves and the rest of the pack as well. Yeah, it's going to be easy to catch up. I mean, coming into a few matches more today, if they can maintain that consistency, or many other teams can do so. But right now, undeniably, at least for day 1, Southeast Asia is at the top.
I mean, Southeast Asia being at the top is no surprise to me at this point of time because of what they've shown us historically, what they're capable of doing. Al Ahly, on the other hand, yesterday, I feel like they had a decent enough run. Sifu was knocked down, but Simox is there to find the instant recovery for his buddy, and they will not have to waste their time going in for the revival. But it looks like Vitality wants a big fight. The launchpad is going to be putting them in the best spot to knock down Simox. Barely any health left on him. He's going in with the medkit, double riptide rhythm, breaks down his defenses though, exposing him, but Dix is just a tad bit too busy, batching himself up on the opposite side. Vitality versus RRQ. This is an infighting.
Vitality versus RRQ.
Perang
serumpun. That's exactly what we're having out here between the two brothers.
Yeah, and now Duts on the very top side here, putting in the damage from above, and Joel will be the... No, it's not, because Dix is there to make sure his teammate remains alive. Rans also falls, and Abai falls to reposition, finding a different way to bring his team back into the game.
Oh, it looks like this little battle between RRQ and Vitality might have to take a pause here as Straw Hats drops by to say hello. This is the survival battle for Straw Hats. Can they overwhelm RRQ, who are already hurt, already injured? They just need to take 2 players out of the equation, but that is easier said than done. Vitality's not abandoning the compound just yet. Straw Hats picking each other right back up, and they're sticking together. They do have a chance in here if they can continue with this level of aggression.
This is exciting already. We already saw or anticipated what was going to be happening early. Now, Vitality waiting in the wings, hoping to see who shows their hand first.
Who will
be the one to show his first shot here. Dix takes a bit of jig damage, but never more than that. And for the rest of the team, Vitality, at least for Dix, he's going to be completely crunched from multiple angles here. What are you going to do when this collapse happens?
Yeah, information comes on through, and Straw Hats flood in, getting their 5th elimination. This is what you gotta do if you're the Straw Hats. That's what they want to say as they rise up to the top. But unfortunately, only one can be the king of pirates for the squad. So they'll have to figure it out between themselves exactly who's gonna be that Joy Boy, Joel, as well as C-Bank. Team Vitality taking quite a beating very early on in the game. They've got the coins to bring back their buddies though. But only one revival here. Joel still needs to hit those coin machines that are in the compound. Leon, on the other hand, in a little bit of a pickle here if S8UL gets this vantage point and takes Della out of the equation, who's trying to put a little bit of distance between himself and S8UL. That one shot finding the connection. Della still alive and kicking out there on the battlefield. Troll shut down by Joker. The flanker on the right with the BSK allows Leon to take control of this compound.
Yeah, crazy stuff coming from him as well. And it was almost like he was really undetected throughout the entire moment this was happening. S8UL not going to be reacting off this though. They're just going to be chilling and waiting and biding for time as time goes. And I'm really curious to see what's happening on this side, because Juan has been already knocked out by Nyx here, by Mia. And this is another team that is really trying their best to keep themselves still in the game.
Leon yesterday, they had no placement points off of Bermuda and 5 eliminations. So they had to be really careful to not make that same mistake here. Once again, Straw Hats continues to pop up. This time, S8UL loses yet another player to the Straw Hats. 6 eliminations strong. They're looking for more. Buddy will find his back to that Mag 7, and Shocked will shock the world as he overwhelms them. Straw Hats rising up to the occasion here. And S8UL having their souls reaped away.
It is incredible to see this coming from Straw Hats. Definitely motivated to move around the area. More proactive, in fact, compared to yesterday. Really eager to take these fights around the area. They were 2, 3 teams already. They've gone head-to-head against.
Straw Hats yesterday in Bermuda picked a total of 4 points. Now, just through the eliminations, they've got an 8 already. So they're double better than whatever they were yesterday. And we're just kicking this matchup off. And that's the kind of hunger that you see in the squad. How much more can they deliver on this battlefield? They need to keep their confidence at an all-time high. And clearly this first game helping them do exactly that. But if you are Straw Hats, you definitely want to calm down a tad bit and focus on those circles. Focus on your rotations a tad bit more as well. You don't really want to be playing your luck with too many of these early engagements.
Yeah, now toward Bima Sakti, we are going to be looking at a team. Oh no, looking here over on this side. Oh, Jack already sniped to his death so quickly. Joker is on a rampage, doing so much damage to the snipers.
Yeah, Joker's just annihilating with the VSK. Beautiful stuff out of the guy. Once again, 5 eliminations out of the 7 that the squad has so far. We already said this is the meta of the snipers, and Joker clearly understands that, wanting to take maximum advantage of that. Della catching up with the rest of his buddies as now Straw Hats once again ends up in a very early battle. I am not liking this, but can they overwhelm Leon, who's just not the best at Bermuda in this lobby?
Yeah, they just have to just move away here as well. So Shock is going to try to find a vantage point forward. Della and also the rest of his team quickly finding time here. Who will get a double kill there somewhere? And even bringing his teammate back into the game, but Joker's not done quite yet.
One more, and Games King down. But the shots from Joker is absolutely annoying. But thankfully, Leon does not have more numbers here alive to pressure Straw Hats. They back away. They call a truce for the time being, and Straw Hats will be able to pull Nil back into the game as well. Look at this phenomenal performance from Straw Hats. 10 eliminations already.
Crazy.
This is their best run so far. Yesterday, they got nowhere close to 10 eliminations in any one of their games.
Yeah, it's such a change in tune as RQ will be the one in trouble next. Pain from above as TG pressured them. Bullets upon bullets. A bit of a reprieve as they did manage to get the resets. And the collapse hasn't happened quite yet. Abe moves forward. Mal knocked down. And Abe is the last one alive. Has to survive this to bring his team back into the game. During an interview, Dutch said that yesterday was supposedly their warm-up day. But they're still facing so many problems by so many different teams in this rotation.
Let's go.
Just trying to make some magic work out of this monster truck's going to find that gravity is not going to be on his side. So unfortunately for him, he cannot drive away. But even if he did try, Shanky just snuffed him out in an instant. You've got Aztec there as well.
हमें इनकी एक झलक देखने मिली थी टोटल गेमिंग की
ये क्या कर सकते हैं पे गंदी कास्टिंग है भाई by some luck, I could totally walks away from this bridge, giving him a little bit of a leeway to escape this sticky situation. RRQ left with their final player, and potentially after that vitality, what is that? What's the rumpun?
Perang serumput.
Perang serumput. Perhaps that put them in a tad bit of a pickle. And speaking of vitality, you're going up against Miacorp, and Miacorp cannot afford to lose this battle.
Vitality,
and if they can take down Vitality, that should definitely boost their confidence quite a little bit. Vitality were on fire yesterday.
Yeah, and I think one thing's for sure that we wanted to see Mia just try their best to not only just survive, but also be able to bring themselves into more than just bottom 2. Now this shot by Diamond was just nasty as well. That happened just now. In fact, he moved around the area, got 2 snipes, and he was undetected throughout the entire time.
Pound 98, definitely a weapon of choice for many of the players here because of the advantage it gives you out there on the battlefield with a little bit of an assistance. You saw the deadly timing from the guy, but Sibank now. Trigger discipline is there. Straw Hats understands the situation, and they will secure the vending machine for themselves as well. Bangladesh still has got their dreams alive through Straw Hats. Yesterday was a disappointing run. Not a single match they managed to walk away with more than 5 points. Today, on the other hand, in this first game in itself, Straw Hats sitting on 10 eliminations. In fact, they are on fire with the eliminations. They're the best ones in this lobby so far. If they can keep this up at least for 3 games, they sure as hell will be able to escape doom from the bottom 2 spots.
You know, I think we didn't really see too much from Lost, but finally they did show their hand just now. They got a pick up onto Abe, trying to bring his teammate back into the game.
Yeah.
They did manage to come back online though, so that's really, really important for RRQ. Regardless of that, still surviving alone without Abe. Now it goes back to his team. I think it was Dudes that he brought back. So he has to be able to find a way to not only bring his team back into the game, but also survive. There we go. I think Mal is already back into the game as well. So this is massive.
Yeah, very good play here from Dudes. Managing to bring his buddies right back in, triple revive. And they pick a great spot at the observatory with the tanks of the R1's binocular scan, spotting no players there. They'll have to tank a little bit of damage from the circle, but they do have a double team booster on their side. Dirt's in a little bit of trouble there. MIBI Lost spotting him out, trying to shoot him out of the air, but they're going to be unsuccessful with that attempt. MIBI Lost is a tad bit slower today in terms of raking in those eliminations, but they really are not pressured to find more numbers out there. They're definitely going to secure the top 4 as long as they can find the final circle game after game.
You know what? I like this. Everyone has a little bit of, an area where they're holding on to. No one's really trying to really commit to this fight, but it will change very, very soon. Especially since the majority of teams are trying to get into the circle. Twisted Mind's not here yet. Leon is coming in very, very soon. And Leon has been really active this game as well. I think 9 elims so far.
Ico Total Gaming using the bridge to boost them up. That high vantage point gets them yet another elimination. That's what you need if you're from the Indian squad. You just want to be farming these points one after the other. And speaking of farming, Mierkop needs to do that exact same thing. Show us what you've shown us already in USA. Show us what you've shown us in terms of your capability of finding that final circle. Leon, just like Straw Hats, doing so much better today with their positioning.
Oh, Joker is still on a rampage with the sniper, and it's a lethal weapon in his hands. He got so many eliminations, even some chip damage to any team that's rotating away as well, which makes it so terrifying. His angle, he's going to be able to just really abuse, and it's AHL that he's going to be paying attention to. Hawk knocked down already, and over on this side here, TS also trying to find their way up onto a high ground.
Yeah, Team Secret just staying a little bit quiet in the game for the time being, wanting to just pop off a little bit later on. And because they have been quiet, nobody has really taken away the resources that they've been collecting from the very start of the match. That's going to be making Team Secret a dangerous squad within that final circle. And we know they are definitely capable of annihilating many squads out there. Jack out in the open, a very daring position for him to be holding on to. Leon's going to be losing 2 players. Make that 3 as Joker gets shot out as well. Games King, it's the final one alive here for Leon. Al Ahly, can you take advantage? They might be able to. And he's
वो जैक मार रहा है, जैक मार रहा है। 1 मिनट रुक दे ब्रो, 1 मिनट।
With the valiant dash, that's a number on them. 1v2, like the troll under the bridge, eliminates Al Ahly.
Sound check कर रहा था।
We were just talking about Team Secret now, and now Anshan and the rest of the team are in trouble. Gio rushes forward, and now knocked down by Bobs. They were very much ready for it. Fluxo is now here. Bobs barely alive, but somehow TS will be a team to pull themselves forward, but not for long, because Lost is close by.
MIB Lost just taking advantage of that situation, but now it's a battle between S8UL as well as Lost. Round 1, knocking Jack down.
Oh, S8UL versus Lost.
Taking him out of the equation. Noor's out as well.
देख अजय DCS
What can you do up against RRQ? They've already built up the solid walls on top of that monster truck just to keep the Indonesian monsters away from them. And Twisted Minds will land right behind. And this is that Riptide rhythm out of nowhere, courtesy of Vitality, courtesy of Straw Hats with some shots as well. And it looks like Twisted Minds is not going to be as lucky as they take the fight straight up to RRQ.
तेरी आवाज बहुत कम क्यों आ रही है यार? देखना।
The battlefield, kicking RRQ out of the lobby.
It is insane seeing how Twisted Minds just rush forward, destroy
अरे तेरा वॉल्यूम फुल कर रखा है, मैंने 100 कर रखा है।
Between these two teams, now TG gonna way forward here, gonna take this fight
मुझे क्या
head on
पता?
against
तू देख जरा, तू अपना वॉल्यूम अपने आप से बढ़ा अपना वॉल्यूम, अपने को सेटिंग वेटिंग दे इसको।
Surviving for that time being, but now with so many
Total
teams
Gaming है भाई यहाँ पे survive कर रही है
that
यार।
takes a lot of damage already. already, but they're doing their best, just really lock themselves in behind all those glue walls.
Yeah, I could
S8UL का भी last
lost
बच्चा
a
है.
ton of glue walls already in the battle.
TG यहाँ से survive कर देना भाई सही हो जाएगा, but मुश्किल है काफी.
So that they can continue to play this all the way down to the very end. But MIB are lost, closing in the distance, tossing out those nades as well. And the God Nade gets a double for them. Rigby with the double, and he goes in for the annihilation. And just like that, Total Gaming out of the equation. Twisted Minds up against MIB are lost. What can Southeast Asia do against the racing Brazilians?
Well, Diamond's already knocked down already and forced to move away. They have to go for this reset. Teammate brought back into the game, but the timing for Lost is too much to deal with. They're fast and they're furious. Knocked down already, but still have to worry about the rest of the team below because General knocked down. Diamond's still alive. Rigby
आवाज कम आ रही थी, मेरे को पता है तू क्या कहना चाह रहा है, क्या चल रहा है, मेरे को भी नहीं समझ आ रहा, बट ठीक है.
A cheeky nade here from Diamond.
कौन किसको मार रहा है ये थोड़ा बहुत तो पता चल ही जाता है जल्दी.
It's all up to Rigby and Rigby. An absolute
आवाज बहुत कम आ रही है प्रबल, देखना यार.
in this lobby. 8 eliminations for him alone, and he was definitely cracking it as the Grenadier of the squad.
क्या कह रहे हैं?
Trying to get off of that bridge is going to be a S8UL Esports out as well, but placement points
मेरे साइड से भी तेरा फुल है स्पीकर बोल रहा है.
with something decent here. MIB are lost out. As mentioned, the pressure from the circle just a tad bit too much, but Leon hanging on for their dear lives. A huge improvement from yesterday.
अब कुछ बोल एक बारी.
Yeah, Vitality still healthy right now. Knows our
कम ही आ रही है, तेरी आवाज बहुत कम आ रही है.
Despite his best efforts, will be knocked down as well. A valiant effort by Leon.
अब तो कुछ मैंने गेम के बाद मैंने अपने लैपटॉप के बाद टेस्ट करने की कोशिश करी, कुछ अब तो कुछ सुना ही नहीं रहा.
Is insane.
This is what I talked about. This is what I said on the stage. Today, what we expect is the teams at the very bottom to make it into that final circle. Eliminations or not, I don't care. But this is what we want to see. Straw Hats and Miyakom showing us that they've got the fight in them. They take each other on. And Bangladesh shuts down Miyakom, booking an appointment with Vitality.
Vitality wants to go for more. Who knocked out already? Nil as well. The jump shots are good. Koja on a rampage, and they are chasing for the final member of Straw Hats. Team wipeout and a booyah for Vitality to start off their day.
Vitality. At one point, they used to be known as the Falcon Hunters, and they were just purely disruptors of the lobby. No one expected them to dominate. We just expected that element of disruption out of them. But now, you can expect them to walk away from lobbies consistently. Yesterday, they showed us that consistency. But I want to take the attention away from Vitality and their booyah. They already got a lot of praises from the casters yesterday. Today, the ones that deserve the praises is Miyakom as well as Straw Hat. The absolute determination to stay alive, and Straw Hats actually walking away with 10 eliminations and surviving long enough to get into that final circle shows you that hunger. So S8UL, Ali, they better watch out because the two from the bottom are looking to rise up.
Yeah, both SH and Mia making it to that top 3 as well, raking in a lot of points as well coming into this one. So the race is on right now because again, it can be anyone's game. Everyone was thinking the lower bottom 2 might not be able to come back today, and they are showing us otherwise. Eliminations coming in from SH as well as the tenacity to survive by Mia is something to be praised. And even then, we're seeing so many teams even individually pop off. Leon Joker just now was going crazy. I believe also Games King was able to not only win a 1v2, but before going down to Vitality, he got 5 eliminations.
Absolutely. But of course, we got to bring the conversation back to Vitality at a certain point as well. Chris Joe, the main reason why these guys turned from disruptors into absolute monsters out here on the battlefield. He has certainly guided them well to the top. But can they stay at the top? Can they hold on to those top 4 spots and find the early qualifier into the grand finals is going to be a big question, because the move that Vitality pulled off in the final battle sequence was exactly what got them the booyah. They did not wait for Straw Hats to complete their battle first before taking advantage. They were already taking shots at them, whatever angles that they could find, trying to weaken the Straw Hats crew, and then with a proactive rush to take them out of the equation as well. This is a huge improvement from Vitality, and that is what
the other teams need to fear. The fact that they've got a coach that is absolutely brilliant to tell them exactly what they need to fix. If you look at what Vitality did at Bermuda yesterday, just 4 placement points, 5 eliminations. They had a rough run in the first game of the day, but today they twist that around. But they have to make sure as well that they don't run out of gas because they are stepping on that pedal a tad bit too much. Now, Dash and I are going to take a tad bit of a breather. We'll be back with you in a bit.
Human body was built to move, not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
He thinks he can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing but go!
Tyler Wine, you're done.
How do we do yesterday?
How was your mental after yesterday?
Oh, so we are going to try to do our best today. So we have all the hopes and trust that we are going to make very good than yesterday. So we are positive today.
So obviously, new day, you're saying that you were able to reset a little bit and you feel like you'll have a much better performance today?
Yeah, we are going to do better than yesterday.
What has it been like working with your team here at EWC and competing on the stage?
I mean, we are going to be like try a lot of bad things together, and be here today is like a good feeling that we are all together and can be here competing with a lot of teams.
Well, I know that there's definitely a lot of people pulling for you guys as well. So obviously this is a quick chat, but thank you for taking the time to talk and best of luck today.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are right here in the heart of France. It's Paris, FreeFire at the Esports World Cup 26. And we have a bit of a review for you for the first game of Group B. It's Husky and Lucifer, and things are only getting started. We see Straw Hats making the top 3, and that was something that we were hoping to see from yesterday, and they've done it.
I think this is what I was waiting for. Even in Group A, right? The teams at the bottom make a comeback. Titan Esports Club did it. I was about to bring that verticality where, hey, there's Bangladeshi team who've already made one through into the survival stage. Straw Hats started off, and they rightfully did from game number 1 itself.
Absolutely. I mean, from what we've seen from Group A earlier on, when TAG got 2 booyahs, I think that really set the stage. If a region like India, who has been trying to prove themselves for so long, can do it, why can't the other people do it, right? Why can't the other squads step up to the occasion? And I think the best part right now is that we have some of the super fans in the house, with Fluxo on one side, on my left, with RQ on the other side, and they are here in full force.
I think this is what we needed, especially Group B. We were with the vibe yesterday casting on the desk, but right now here, I can even feel it better. And I know this is going to be added on pressure for the players itself, especially a couple of early losses. RRQ, again, a similar stretch of what happened yesterday is being replicated today as well. I hope it changes for them.
Yeah, and when we look at the standings, you can kind of see the separation, right? The first thing that comes to mind, MRBL lost, still the front runners, still the head of the pack. It really feels like no one can overtake them. Even in games that they don't get the booyah, they are still the predator, the apex predator.
But I think you have to add it on to Team Vitality. They're picking up the pace. They understand, yes, MIB a loss at taking it away, but Team Vitality bringing it out, matching up with pace, toe-to-toe is what they're looking forward to, because they also be at the top 4, they make it to the final.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, Team Vitality, RQ, the Indonesians, they have plenty of fans here, even though we saw RQ super fans in droves, but I can assure you, Team Vitality is also on the support list, right? Because again, we talk about second places, heartbreaks, the super fans of the teams that have known heartbreak the most are actually here, and through the highs and lows, they have been with them.
I think in this game, there's one more team that we have to talk about. It's going to be Twisted Minds.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, later in the games, they started to make a comeback, but right now, they did put up a good performance. Unfortunate that MIB a loss ended up taking a head-on fight right at the bridge. If it did change out, I think maybe Twisted Minds also had an opportunity for a booyah.
Yeah, I want to try something, right? Since we have the super fans here. RQ fans, you see me? Yes, RQ fans. Kita cuba ya. Kita chant RQ, okay? Viva! 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 Yeah, that's the spirit. You got the Fluxo people on your side.
Fluxo, do I even need to start, or is it going to be your drums? Can we hear it for Fluxo?
That's the spirit of FreeFire. We love it so much. And this will only continue to electrify the arena as long as the games are going. We know that there's a lot of expectations. That we're going to see Fluxo, we're going to see RQ, either in the survival stage or in the grand finals. And this rivalry has extended beyond boundaries. Well, that's it from us on the stage. I'm pretty sure the casters are ready to bring us more FreeFire action.
Oh yeah, we're very, very ready. And the whole crowd, this arena is shaking right now from the noise, from the sounds, from the fans as well. Whether it be RQ, whether it be Fluxo, everyone is ready to see who makes it into the next stage.
Absolutely. Now, yesterday, I have to say, it was not the best run for Leon, right? But today, when they opened up Bermuda, I have to say this has been their best performance so far, hands down. 12 eliminations, 7 placement points, a total of 19 for them to match up to their performance at Nextera. And this is exactly what you need if you want to show that you are well prepped for the grand finals. Is it going to be enough for them to squeeze themselves into the top 4? If they keep up this performance, that's definitely going to be the case.
Yeah, now coming into this one as well, when you talk about, you know, just for Leon, just about so many of the teams, we talked just now a bit about what to see at the bottom of the brackets, right?
Yeah.
And now suddenly everything's shifted. What we thought we knew about all these teams yesterday has changed. Mia looks different day and night. Even Straw Hat starting off very, very strong.
Yeah.
If you had missed map 1, please go back and look at it because it's crazy.
Yeah, from being nowhere close to making a break away from that bottom 2 spots, they picked up 22 points. And I'm talking about Straw Hats. That is phenomenal. Yesterday, throughout the whole day, we saw Straw Hats pick up, I think, about 24 points in totality out of 6 games. So to pick up 22 from just one match shows you that they are a very different squad today. You cannot underestimate them. You cannot count them out of the race just yet. But Mia Corp, I have seen better from this squad within their own region point of time. I'm expecting more, although they got into that final circle earlier. More consistency for sure. As we hop on into game number 2.
Game number 2, guys. Let's go.
Battle at Solara.
Yeah, Solara was very, very interesting yesterday as well. It was, I think one thing's for sure though, we saw a lot of not only just moments where people were like moving away and running away, but we are seeing on top of the rail fights, chases as well around the map, and it's going to be very exciting. Now, we saw a bit of a glimpse of what we could see from SH as well as Mia. I am wondering to see whether or not this momentum will continue into this map.
Yeah, absolutely. Straw Hats down at the aquarium, but they have to be really careful. They've got a split drop, which means they do have a little bit of an insurance policy. But beside them, the other team that has got a split drop is the one and only Fluxo, who got taken out of the lobby a tad bit too early. I know they weren't too happy with their performance in Bermuda, which means they are the bleeding predators at this point of time. And a bleeding predator is a very dangerous predator. Miakop, on the other hand, Beyblades already sustaining a shot to his chest. But they do manage to quickly reposition off of those slide rails. Looking to find a little bit of extra loot here at Riders Club. MIBR lost up against Twisted Minds, though, in a very early encounter earlier. And Rigby taken out early. But of course, the team's not really going to suffer bringing him back. There's just one. But IQ Total Gaming could just be taken down here by a good performing Leon. Games King down on the ground. Della for the instant pickup. And they want to put on that pressure. Shanky backing away. All alone now. Games King with the Mag 7. Will take him out instantly. And this is trouble time. IQ Total Gaming left with one final survivor, but Mafia buying an insurance policy back for the squad. That one revival is going to keep them in for a little while more.
I think it's super exciting to see this happening because we were talking about how Lion just now was having such a great game. They were very aggressive. Hold that thought. Shocked. Instant kill. Headshot. Eliminating Abai so quickly. But now he is in trouble since all eyes are on him.
Yeah, Rand's looking for a little bit of revenge shot, but great defense there with a double glue wall. Medkit's going to come in handy at this point of time. We'll catch up with Straw Hats later as we spot out the players on the side of Vitality doing battle with Twisted Minds. 2 eliminations in hand already for Twisted Minds, and they're looking to take Dix out of the equation. the Indonesian player. Valiant dash breaks down his defenses, and the pass with a sliver of health cannot sustain as Joel from behind the glue wall hits him with the M82B.
Yeah, he's keeping his teammate alive as well. All eyes. I think he's definitely noted jump as well. A lot of damage onto him, but cannot keep him alive and deny that point because Diamond is close by as well. He's going to try for more.
Diamond's going to go in for the rush here. Gets tagged up by Joel. He's got the car 98, so Diamond can't mess around. M82B will find the access behind the glue wall as well. Diamond in a lot of trouble here. Joel with the advantage, and Koja with the flag. The BSK puts the guy down. And Tristan Mines will understand that they're not messing around with a small squad here. Vitality, do you go for the wipe? But there's Yankee interfering in the battle, and that forces the reposition out of Vitality.
Yeah, they do not want to deal with this too early as well, but great work coming from them. They have so many high grounds and angles to be able to trade off one another. But meanwhile, for AHL, all eyes on the Fluxo side. They want to take this fight, but Fluxo, and you know how they play, they don't want to take this fight too early, putting a bit of space between each other.
Let's see what will Al-Alhi do here up against one of the biggest monsters you can come across. The one and only Fluxo. Not powerful just because they've got a huge fan base behind them. They've got a huge fan base behind them because of what they can do out here in a lobby like this. Sifu tagged up, Butch is in, walking in, Valiant Dash breaks down the defenses, but could not go in for that instant shot. Sifu looking for that recovery and gets his own blue wall broken down here, but the backup from GU and the Cord will give him the advantage, and Butch is in, follows up with the M590 shot. Al-Ali now in a lot of trouble. As Remind quickly tries to back away.
यार कोई चैट में जो समझा सकता क्या चल रहा तो बताओ यार कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है मुझे पहली बार देख रहा हूँ ना फ्री फायर बड़े भैया फ्री फायर खिला
to Remind, but he's managing to stay alive for the time being, but Bob's heavy on that pursuit.
The Bobs should be able to find this elimination here. Remind outside, Bobs with the Woodpecker. Not finding the shots on connection, and Remind actually manages to scurry away. The vehicle on fire though. Remind, what an escape from Fluxo. Looks like the breeding predators were not very efficient in that battle. Aztek's going to be backstabbed here by X-Drop. And what a play, still Straw Hats on another level, keeping the dream alive for Bangladesh once again.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell that they're riding off that high end momentum from map 1. We questioned it whether or not it will continue, and they definitely came into today with a game plan. Yeah. Now, a reminder for yesterday, when we were on Solara, Team Secret had a booyah with 31 points, but we haven't seen too much from them from map 1 and in this game as well yet, so far.
Absolutely, yeah. Titan Esports, they survived Group A, the group of death many people called it. But he's showing everyone that they are capable of getting into the grand finals. But of course, if you look at where they sat on the overall leaderboard, it's going to be quite a bit of struggle. So more is going to be needed out of them. But if they play anything like what Straw Hats is showing us out there on the lobby, they're going to see Bangladesh in the grand finals for sure. Leon, on the other hand, on the hunt. Al-Ali, Hawk. But the Hawk's not up in the air. It's wounded. It's on the ground. It's running away. And birds should be flying.
भाई कोई है फ्री फायर वाला चैट में मियाऊं आ गए भाई फ्री फायर वाले चैट में क्या बात है माइक की भाई वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम लाइक करें मियाऊं मियाऊं बताओ यार क्या चल रहा है मेरे कुछ पल्ले नहीं पड़ रहा है यार बस वेट कर रहा हूँ कब हमारी टीम ग्रैंड फाइनल पहुंचेगी और फोड़ेगी जाके मैं बस वेट कर रहा हूँ कब हमारी टीम ग्रैंड फाइनल पहुंचेगी और फोड़ देगी जाके मतलब फोड़ ही देगी बताएं फ्री फायर वाले हाजिर हैं क्या बात है फ्री फायर वाले हाजिर हैं क्या बात है W मतलब मैं सामने अपने एक ऐसी गेम लेके बैठा हूँ जो मैं पहली बार देख रहा हूँ लिटरली सोचो मैंने कल इस गेम के 8 मैच देखे थे कुछ नहीं पता मुझे गेम के बारे में क्या चल रहा है क्यों चल रहा है किसी का क्या रंग निकल रहा है कोई कैसे उड़ रहा है कुछ नहीं बस मैं देख रहा हूँ हाँ यार अरे मैं इसलिए आज लेट ऑन किया बिकॉज़ मैं थक गया था भाई कल 8 मैच देख के बीजीएमआई के भी नॉर्मली होते हैं, दिन में 6 ही होते हैं, वो भी मुश्किल से ही देखे जाते हैं। हाँ, उसमें इंटरेस्ट भी बना होता है, बिकॉज वो गेम में जानता हूँ उस गेम में क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है। इस गेम का नहीं पता क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा। थोड़ा बहुत समझ आता है कोई कौन किसको मार रहा है, इतना मुझे समझ आता है कौन किसको मार रहा है, बट बाकी चीज को समझ ही नहीं आता। ना मैप के बारे में कुछ पता है, मैप के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता मेरे को, वो तो दिक्कत है। तो मैं सोचा कि भाई अपनी 2 इंडियन टीम के मैच ग्रुप बी के हैं, तो ग्रुप बी के स्ट्रीम करेंगे आज, बिकॉज कल मैं कर चुका था ग्रुप ए के ऑलमोस्ट सारे 8-9 मैच, 9 से ज्यादा मैच स्ट्रीम कर लिए थे। हाँ मुझे पता छोटा होता है, बट फिर वही है ना, कुछ समझ भी तो आए। तो थक गया था मैं, ऐसा नहीं मुझे मजा नहीं आ रहा था, मजा आ रहा था देखने में, भाई इंडिया की टीम खेल रही है, बट ऑनेस्टली बोल रहा हूँ मैं थक गया था बहुत ज्यादा, थक गया था। फिर रात को तो अर्जेंटीना का मैच था ना यार, फीफा वर्ल्ड कप का, उस जो रात को देखा है वर्ल्ड कप में, फीफा वर्ल्ड कप में मेसी को अर्जेंटीना को करते हुए, उसके बाद नींद तो आई नहीं भाई मुझे रात को, मुझे नहीं आई भाई नींद रात को।
The boogeyman still choosing to fly under the radar. They've already gotten taken out. No placement points.
15 मिनट का होता है वो तो मैं देखा, लाइक 17-18 मिनट तक ही जा रहे हैं मैचेस। टीएजी की चिकन के भी, टीएजी के बुया के भी मैं रिएक्शंस रिकॉर्ड कर लिया हूँ, वो एडिटर ने दे दिए, एडिटर को आ जाएंगे 9:30, 10, 11 बजे तक डाल दूंगा। मैं बस वेट कर रहा हूँ ग्रैंड फाइनल चालू हो भाई, अपनी टीम फोड़े जाके। ग्रैंड फाइनल में कितने मैच होते हैं, ग्रैंड फाइनल में कितने मैच होते हैं? लाइक एक तो मुझे पता है वो बीआर वाला होता है, बैटल रॉयल वाला होता है, एक क्लैश स्क्वाड करके होता है। बैटल रॉयल के कितने मैचेस होते हैं ग्रैंड फाइनल्स में?
For real though, it worked out so well in their favor. And now we're going to be looking here at Vitality that's already repositioned themselves quite in the middle of the map as well.
Like 6 ही मैच होते हैं क्या बैटल में? क्लैश स्क्वाड तो नहीं होगा, क्लैश स्क्वाड नहीं है। अरे मेरे ख्याल से है यार, मेरे ख्याल से है, शायद से है, तो नहीं होगा तो कोई सीन नहीं। तो बीआर के कितने मैच होंगे एक दिन में? तो बीआर का होगा शायद सब मैच, कितने नंबर ऑफ मैचेस होंगे? 12 या 6 होने तो फिर 12 चाहिए। अगर बीआर, अगर क्लैश स्क्वाड नहीं होगा तो 12 होने चाहिए फिर मैचेस। S8UL सेंटर में है भाई, देखो S8UL सेंटर में टीजी के अभी जोन के बाहर है। क्लैश स्क्वाड से 2 टीम खेल सकती है। हाँ मुझे पता है ना, वो टीडीएम की तरह होता है, पता है मुझे। 12 ही, अच्छा उस दिन 12 मैच होंगे? अरे बाप रे, आ जाएंगे यार, कोई ना यार, 12 मैच देख लेंगे, कोई सीन नहीं है। कल भी 12 मैच है रॉयल स्टेज के।
Oh yeah. Abe waiting here, Twisted Minds.
अबे टीजी बाहर हो गई इस वे।
Now positions noted. Still wants to go for that hunt. Jump will be seen. Breaks that with a valiant dash, but able to put the glue wall down.
भाई कैसे फटफट वॉल लगा देते हैं भाई, ग्लू वॉल लगा देते हैं फटफट।
It's a 2v1. His teammates already back in the game as well. So the crunch is here, and Abe a quad instantly doing damage to so many members of Twisted Minds.
Come on, PLS1, show us what you got with that sniper. AWM time, baby. Exposy driving away, trying to juke, but the quad lights the vehicle up in fire.
अरे
PLS1 with the AWM takes him out of the and the lobby. Unfortunate for Twisted Minds.
Twisted Minds बाहर हो गई।
Show them the same courtesy Exposy showed.
टॉप 4 क्वालीफाई है ना इससे, तो टॉप 4 क्वालीफाई तो लियोन 93, लियोन के भी हैं 104 पॉइंट है लियोन के। नहीं 104 में 94 ही है वो किल्स मिला के।
The AWM from PLS1 Team Secret has got a nasty sniper on their side, and Jacobs dealing with that instantly with the M82B. But of course, the recovery should be easy for Team Secret. Of a peace treaty between them, they're not going to find
S8UL versus Vitality. S8UL versus Vitality. Let's go.
Save for the next circle.
Yeah. Southern side here in control of the Lions. Well, meanwhile, close by, we also have Team Secret. I think they definitely had their eyes onto the members of RRQ here. Yeah. And meanwhile, for the Straw Hats, well, surviving this long and still at the very top of the lobby, it is terrifying seeing this team activated on the second day.
Absolutely. Can we see Yet another Bangladeshi squad survived the group stage. Unbelievable survival play from TEC. Titan Esports just showing everyone that the dream can be kept alive. And Straw Hats again, early game, 10 eliminations already. Yesterday, man, they were just down in the dumps. But today, Straw Hats just showing us they're awakening their conquerors hockey. This is knocking everyone out without even bumping into them.
20 के डन सीन है माइक भाई 20 के फाइनल्स क्या बात है 20 के पे पहुंच गए तुम डन सीन आओ आओ 20 अरे क्या हो गया
run away with this. I think
20 के फाइनल्स करके आओ
lobby eventually. Team Secret 7 eliminations in hand. And PLS won on fire earlier, but he slowed things down a tad bit here. They need to look for a way to get into the next circle, and RRQ stands in their way.
Yeah, they put a lot of damage and pressure toward this team as well. The fact that the Lost is not able to really do anything either says a lot about how much space as well as power RRQ has. And speaking of power right now, Team Secret on a rampage, looking for this fight against the Lions. Not able to take up too much space, kept out of the zone thanks to all of these blue walls.
Leon, what can they do? A little bit of a panic here because the circle's looking for them, getting the damage in. Team Secret is trying to gatekeep Leon. RRQ, Straw Hats on the way, Bangladesh, looking to sneak away the points as the third party. Y'all better wrap up your act right now, Straw Hat says, because we will not have a choice. Whoa, RRQ, God, nade from the master Grenadian dudes himself.
RRQ भाई क्या फोड़ रही है यार.
And they had so many close calls in the beginning of the game, and they're looking to keep so many of these teams out here. Team Secret in trouble. The Lions taking in so much pressure from RRQ as well. Della knocked down. And trying to be able to bring it brought back into the game, not able to do so.
S8UL Esports taking out Vitality. Talk a little bit about the aggression from the Indian squads.
S8UL अबे Vitality वाइप कर दिया S8UL ने. Let's go. भाई मेरे को पता ही नहीं चल रहा ना, वही तो दिक्कत है, यही तो प्रॉब्लम है. अरे यार दो प्लेयर गए. मेरे को पता ही नहीं चलता है कब क्या हो जाता है, यही तो प्रॉब्लम है गाइस. मैंने पहली बार फ्री फायर खेल रहा हूँ, पहली बार फ्री फायर देख रहा हूँ. Boo-boo? What is boo-boo?
Yeah, time is dwindling and no space to move because Lost is here pressuring the Straw Hats. The shot goes huge. Neil knocked down. Shocked is waiting to be the next one to fall, but they're able to recover. Who as well taking a lot of damage here, but RRQ on a hunt, getting active.
Might be a loss. RRQ taking the fight straight up to them, which gives the big opportunity for the two underdogs down at the bottom to run away with the booyah. Straw Hats and Miracle.
RRQ निकाल सकती है वे मैच. RRQ ऑलमोस्ट निकाल गई. RRQ निकाल गई बूया, मैं बता रहा हूँ. इतना तो मैं देख लिया हूँ फ्री फायर. आई कैन प्रेडिक्ट टॉप 4 में से कौन सी टीम ले सकती है. RRQ निकाल रही है बूया, मैं बता रहा हूँ गाइस.
RRQ is the team who's on fire right now, surviving healthy with the 4. Both these two teams, Mia and Straw Hats, started the day at the very bottom, and they're survived again at the top 3 here. Shots knocked down already so quickly because Mia has their eyes on this team. Going for more, Mia will get 2 more points.
Ami tomake balobasi, Bangladesh. That's the kind of spirit we want to see here in EWC. But now the battle, the 2v4, the odds against Mia, and RRQ will use the odds to their favor to walk away with a booyah here. And they want to show they are alive and kicking, and they want to make it into the top 4 for the early qualifier to the grand finals.
Oh man, RRQ had so many close calls with one player left alive, whether it be Abe and whether it be Duds, and somehow still being able to bring the whole squad back into the game, recover and get that booyah is insane work.
Yeah, after a bad run at Bermuda on this game 1 for day 2, RRQ shows that they definitely can step it up. And Solara, not necessarily their best map out there, but they have shown that they have got that veteran experience, and a little bit of the circle, a little bit of the action on the battlefield favored them in multiple of those situations. Ma'al could have gotten taken out a tad bit too early, and the recovery could have been delayed a little further for the side of RRQ. But thank goodness Exposi did not check his corner in that particular sequence. Gave us a few entertaining moments. but RRQ making it back, like you said, almost annihilated on that recovery, still met back with Twisted Minds, took them out of the equation, got to that final circle, and if they were not proactive, they would have gotten taken out a tad bit earlier already. But Dudes with the master grenade onto the Team Secret players, because Team Secret was in the best spot to shut down RRQ.
It was honestly crazy being able to see that, and I'm curious to see what exactly the comms were in that fight in particular, because it must have been huge knowing where the nade happened and they just go all the way till the end.
Bola kiri satu. Ayo. Knock kiri. Pisahin belakangnya.
Sama bola.
Nice.
Man, Dudes is just a monster with those grenades. The accuracy, the timing, he cooks it up so well like a chef, and when he serves it, the dish is absolutely deadly.
Yeah, honestly, there were just so many hero plays coming in for RQ, and it's also a
तो
testament
चैट में आता हूँ,
not
ठीक है,
only
5
their
मिनट
teamwork,
अगले मैं
but
7
also
पे ला
their
दूंगा, ठीक है?
individual
मैं
prowess
कुछ
from
बीराट बैग
every
वगैरह नहीं लगा रहा हूँ,
single
बस फेस
one of
कैम
these
हटा दे
players.
रहा हूँ थोड़ी
And
देर के लिए.
it's always really fun
ठीक
to
है?
be able to see these things happen
आता
as
हूँ मैं
well,
चैट.
because for RRQ, they always come so close toward the very end. And I think, you know, after the interview, they said that this year is the year that they think that they had learned so much from the previous years, and this year is the year that they want to be able to get that trophy.
Straw Hats showing the will of D is alive. You cannot take them out of the equation. You cannot count them out just yet. On the first page, they sit right here. Yesterday, just about 24 points from 6 games. Today, back-to-back, they've scored more than 20 points, or at least 20 points in the second game. Earlier, it was 22. 44 in just 2 matches. Straw Hats is just showing us a very different version of themselves. I hope they can keep this up. This is going to show the rest of the world of Free Fire that the dream can always stay alive as long as you make those plays. But of course, on the second page, your Team Vitality getting knocked out a tad bit too early alongside MIBR loss as well as Twisted Minds.
Yeah, and I think that in this situation, there's a possibility that you're not expecting some of these teams to really go activated on day number 2.
Yeah.
Vitality did try to survive, but they got overwhelmed from so many different teams as well. We saw Dix getting knocked out so quickly, so many times, and separated from the rest of his teammates. I think in this situation, Vitality need to find a way to not only survive as a team, but how they approach fights. And I think awareness might be something they want to pick up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Straw Hats, unfortunately, they have to make sure that they don't hold on to such angles in the future, because their feet exposed, no glue walls to protect themselves. Many teams found that to be that weak point of the squad, and 2 players got taken out of the equation a tad bit too early. If Straw Hats had 4 survivors down in that final circle to play for the Booyah, on the other hand, I think that would have been a much better chance for them. But of course, these small little mistakes is exactly what they need to fix. But of course, we've got an interview on the stage. Let's catch up with you guys in a bit.
All right. We are back on the stage with Miko and Cheetah. And of course, we have Joel from Team Fatality. And we're also joined by the pretty Yeonsul. All right, let's have a bit of a chit-chat, shall we? Because I am so amazed by the way that you have been performing today. So yeah, the first question is, Joel, we all know that this is your very first international event since joining Team Fatality. How is the pressure different? How are you handling it? Jadi Joel, ini kan kita tahu ya, pertama kali nih event internasional, ya kan? Sebelumnya pertama kali ke luar negeri kan waktu itu World Series. Sekarang akhirnya ngerasain international event. Pressure-nya seperti apa perbedaannya, dan gimana juga cara kamu menghandle tekanan itu?
Kalau buat tekanannya ya biasa aja sih. Kalau soal pressure juga kita udah biasa turnamen-turnamen internasional juga, jadi ya aman aja.
That is such a nice answer. So basically what he said is that, what pressure? I'm not feeling pressured at all. I'm just being myself, calm and collected, because this is something that we're not new to. This is something that I've trained myself to, and I'm just ready for anything basically, because I don't see any pressure coming from any of the other team. So yeah, that answer actually shocks me too.
He has grown up a lot. I have been following his, his path since 2024 until now, and wow, he changed a lot. All right, up to our second questions. You start off a day with the very first Booyah and build up more a gap in the finals qualification. How much of a benefit will it be to not have to play in tomorrow's survival stage?
Nah, ini pertanyaan menarik banget nih. Kalian kan tadi membuka hari di grup B dengan sebuah buyah. Yang artinya kalian juga nambahin jarak poin dari tim-tim lain yang harus ngejar tim fatality. Sepenting apa sih sebenarnya buat kalian sendiri menghindari survival stage?
Suruh apa?
Apa pentingnya kalian menghindari babak survival? Karena kan kalau yang kita lihat di top atas itu bisa langsung melangkah ke babak selanjutnya. Sepenting apa untuk langsung catapulting diri kalian ke babak berikutnya dibanding harus lewatin survival stage?
Kalau untuk ngelewatin survival itu menurut saya terlalu jauh lah. Ya kita pengen buru-buru lolos aja.
Well, a very short answer and a very confident answer. Well, we don't want to waste our time. We just want to make it quick. We just want to make it to the next stage and not go through the survival stage because again, it is a waste of our time.
All right. Show us more.
Yeah.
We would love to see more from you guys.
Yeah, I hope he can back up this answer seriously. Okay, so last question. We've seen a lot of teams start slowly this event. How important it is for you to show your best game in the group stage and build confidence heading deeper into the competition. Ini kan kita lihat beberapa tim tuh memulai perjalanan mereka agak sedikit slow nih. Apalagi kalau kita bicara di grup B gitu kan. Sementara kalian agak sedikit berbeda. Sebenarnya seberapa penting sih buat kalian tampil agresif dan tampil langsung meledak gitu di group stage dibandingkan dengan tampil konsisten memasuki babak-babak berikutnya di kompetisi yang sebenarnya bisa dibilang ini kan jatuhnya kayak maraton ya, bukan lomba lari cepat gitu.
Situasional aja sih, kalau emang kita lagi pengen agresif ya kita agresif, cuman kalau kita pengen defense. Nggak ada penting-pentingnya juga, biasa aja.
So of course, what he's saying is that, well, the teammates are also complaining behind you because of his answers. But basically what he said is that, well, it is important to play great, to perform well. But then again, when it comes to being aggressive, when it comes to getting as much points as possible, it is very strategic. It's something that they will adjust according to the gameplay. So yeah, right now they're just trying to give up their best and showing the best performance that they could.
Awesome. At least we can see all of the Indonesian teams are on fire right now. They're keeping the track, getting more booyahs on today at Group B. Well, thank you, Conchita, for the translating. And of course, congratulate you as well for the first game, getting the booyah, Joel. And also, I hope that everyone will keep this fire and spirit and play the best in the next game. Thank you for your listening and stay tuned, get hydrated, and wait more from us.
भाई पता नहीं भाई क्या ड्रेस पहना हुआ है.
Hey Seven, what do you got there?
I got me a golf club. We're here at Quirilla City and
Go
we
Menzies
accept
came
your
off, yeah,
challenge.
idea.
Glitter and Lace. You guys ended up getting very close there to first place, if not first place, but I think we got what it takes to beat it. So why don't we get started?
Yeah, I mean, you start off. I'm going to start this. And let's see what you got.
I'm a little bit nervous here.
Well, there's no need to be nervous because we got 7 woods. There goes for a swing. Is it in the green?
Ooh, 89.4. You know what? I'll take it. It says too far, but I'll take it now. It's time for your turn, Mr. Neptune Happy Gilmore. Let's see what you got. Let's see if you got what it takes to beat 89.4 or maybe make it even better. As we'll get started here with playing golf. Let me press the start right here. Okay. All right. You got this. You got family watching back at home. Anything you want to tell them really quick?
I got this.
He's got this. Let's see that swing too. The prep is going to be up. That was a practice. Practice.
Yeah, just a practice.
He's got this. He's got this. Oh my goodness. Oh my. No. Don't break that just yet. 82.1. You know what? If you are in Paris, if you are at EWC 26, you can actually come check this out at Korea City. But for this one right now, I mean, I think it's actually time we challenge somebody.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do this. So you know what, Husky, Lucifer, let's see if you got what it takes to beat our score.
Hello everyone, it's Carol Bombshell again. I'm happy to be back here on stage close to Fluxo's crowd, Fluxo's fan. And I'm also happy to be here with the two influencers for Fluxo. I got Raja and Ale Mazy here with me. They have been done such a great job with the Fluxo's crowd. And I want to know, Raja, what's the feeling to be back here at the EWC with your team now?
I'm really happy to be here today. I love EWC. It's just the best tournament ever, and it's really good to see my team playing, and they are doing really well, and we're about to win this tomorrow.
Oh wow, such a great confidence. I like that, girl. Okay, Ale Mazy. It's special to have you here for the first time watching your team, and I want to know, do you think they will qualify direct to the Grand Finals? É muito especial ter você aqui juntinho com a gente, torcendo pro seu time. Quero saber se você acha que eles vão se classificar diretamente pra final.
Com certeza, vai dar tudo certo, se Deus quiser. Hoje a gente vai sair com essa classificação. E é isso, gente, vai dar certo sim. Segue o fluxo que os meninos estão preparados. E a torcida aqui tá preparada demais para essa festa.
Of course, they will make it to the Grand Finals today, okay? So we are very happy to be here. We are very glad to support our team. And we're gonna see each one of you cheering for Fluxo in the Grand Finals. And follow the flow! Thank you!
We book Esports World Cup.
Neptune's swing was a little bit off, but don't worry about it because hopefully Fluxo will be able to come back. But actually, Fluxo hasn't been performing that well. Sorry, Carol, don't worry. We'll get a chance to talk about that. By the way, Carol, Bombshell, Neptune, and Lace with us. But to recap the first two games of Group B, Vitality.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Vitality has been great from yesterday. Now they are dominating. And it's not only them. I mean, even RQ did manage to get that booyah. So there's just a lot of hopes right now that's coming from the team. And the climb for the top four is just getting easier and easier. Even for the interview coming from Joel, I think like he's just too confident that they will be getting there quite soon.
Let's talk about that actually, because that confidence is good to see, Lace, but sometimes we've been seeing maybe too much confidence come back and bite you in the you-know-what.
Well, all I know is that we'll beat you in golf, so I'm just going to have that in my heart. But look, obviously I've been following the storyline of, you know, Team Secret as my underdogs, okay? So in that position, you know, they were in that southeastern corner there with Bayside, and it looked like that they were going to, you know, have a nice little easy rotation in. And I think this is probably why we've brought Carol up here, but they managed to get a team wipe on Fluxo down in that corner of Bayside. But it was a bit of a treacherous kind of like, I guess, rotation to that zone because they got held out by the likes of like RRQ and also, what was it? I think it was like Team Lion as well. So it was a very tough trek for them. Obviously, we're talking about the pace and slow and steady, you know, that sort of a situation, but they are not getting enough of those E-limbs and placement to be able to beat these sorts of teams. Now, I want to bring into the conversation Lion.
Yep.
Okay. And, you know, Conchita obviously had a conversation about them too, but this is exceptional from them. They've have absolutely dominated and moved up there. They are in the conversation. They are up in those, like those top teams and battling it out in those final zones.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, there's a lot of history right now coming from Lion, especially Gamesking. He was left in there alone, but even solo, Gamesking can still get all of those eliminations in. Like the fighting spirit coming from him and the team. I'm really loving
loving it. They might be able to break through and bring down Twisted Minds.
Ow, we're going to look at number 6 because Fluxo, this is a squad that everybody expects them to go directly to the grand finals, but right now that's not the case. They're 17 points away from top 4, Carol.
I don't understand why you guys invite me such in this moment that Fluxo is not doing so well. What's the
They
point?
still did fantastic yesterday and are definitely in contention. So one bad game doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they started really good yesterday. They had such a good confidence, but at this point, they should not going like that because last year reminds me of last year when they were not doing so well and then they lost completely their confidence. So if they keep doing the same performance, probably their worst nightmare will come for them. Definitely.
Oh, all right. Hopefully that worst nightmare is not going to happen. Now, you have a lot of experience with FreeFire in Brazil, and I know you know a lot of these players. They do have a superstar when it comes to Fluxo, right? MT7, the MVP out of that region as well. Do you think this is going to affect him in any way, shape, or form? Because they do need to make... Do you feel like they need to make it in the top 4 instead of going to survival?
Of course, definitely they need to make the top 4, but yeah, answer your question, definitely that can keeps getting in MT7 mind, but you know what, this regular season in Brazil, MT7 was the MVP with 330 kills, 330 eliminations, so he knows what he needs to do to step it up and be on top and also help his team to step it up. Maybe MT7 is the fire that the team needs right now.
Yeah, we saw some stats there too from Vitality and Loss. Remember, Loss was able to do amazing things yesterday with those 3 booyahs. Today, we're seeing some stuff here and there from them, but Vitality, I mean, if we talk about what we saw yesterday out of Group B in comparison to Group A, we saw a bit more of a chance for some of the other squads to kind of come up, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now in Day 2 when these squads are trying to make sure they push for that top 4 with 4 games left.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm seeing right now is in comparison as well as a cut-off line for getting top 4. It's much lower right now in Group B because of how close it is against everyone else. So that's one thing that they can take advantage of because it's easier enough for them to climb up like 1-2 spots, especially for those teams who are very, very close to the top 4. But there's still a lot in contention right now. After 2 games, we still have 4 matches. But as Carol did mention, like if you lose confidence, then even with it being easy, you might still lose it.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at that, like the cutoff, isn't like so coherent like you said just before, but basically Team Secret is probably that line there at 90 points at the moment. Then we move over to Fluxo, which is 92. So this is an incredibly close leaderboard for these mid-range teams to sort of intercept there. So like you're saying, there's still a chance. Carol, don't you worry, girl. Like they have every opportunity in these next couple of matches to bring it home for them, but it is incredibly close. So let's hope that, we can get the Fluxo spirit here a little bit higher and they can, definitely rile them up and get them some more eliminations.
You know what, girl? I really hope Fluxo makes to the grand finals, but right now we already got loud, so we already have Brazil in the grand finals, and that's good. And talk a little bit more about Los. Los, it's good to see them. I mean, of course, yesterday they were the best team for Group B, but it's good to see them still keeping their regularity here. So I think maybe this is one of their secrets. They are really good to keep their game regular.
I know the fans want Fluxo to step it up and just start getting those booyahs because they have yet to win one. Let's see if that's going to happen with the 4 games left of Group B. AJ, Tash, take it away.
Thank you very much, Seven. At this point of time, I just want Team Secret to get a booyah just so that Lace can smile a little bit more.
Yes, I agree. Lace, this one's for you, maybe, hopefully. We are praying for it as we go into our next map.
The girl almost gave up. She's like, okay, I just want Fluxo to win. I mean, you guys are doing bad too.
Do you believe in jinxes?
I do. I believe in blessings.
You believe in blessings?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. So
Depends on who's the one dishing it out.
So if it's Lace...
If it's Lace, she's got a kind heart, so it's definitely a blessing.
It's a blessing for sure. So that's high expectations for for Team Secret in this particular one as we go into this next one. After all, this map is not going to be easy after all, since a lot of teams are starting to really amp up. We see consistency across two maps. I mean, 2 maps, excuse me.
I just see consistency from the two teams down at the bottom who are fighting for their dear lives. And it looks like Straw Hats will not stay at the bottom all throughout, because little by little, they are making that climb. I mean, what a brilliant play so far, getting more than 40 points just off of 2 games. A very
let's go. Match chalu ho gaya. Let's go.
We get today.
Aye.
And they're moving all the way out, potentially for a double compound drop here at Foundation as well as Oldhampton. This is going to give them ample loot to play.
कौन सा मैप है यार? कोई बता दो मुझे चैट में कौन सा मैप है?
Aggressive some of these teams are going to go. I think we during the break we also talked a little bit about Mia, right? About how today it's more how they've been able to be consistently on that top 3, being able to survive a little bit more longer compared to yesterday. And wow, trouble's already brewing.
IQ Total Gaming can do Mia
TG.
Straw Hats a big favor here. If they take out Al-Ali, it's gonna be trouble brewing. But IQ Total Gaming might just be in trouble as well. So by hook or by crook, they need to win this out.
Perhaps
the winner of this battle will stay alive in the competition. Looking at how Mia Corp and Straw Hats once again, beautiful time turner off of Shanky.
ये क्या कर दिया? Oh, W.
Actually pops off, Zimox taken down.
Let's go.
Shanky gets the win.
Let's go base Shanky. क्या बात? कल्लाहारी मैप है. अच्छा. कल्लाहारी. क्या बात है भाई शैंकी भाई, क्या बात है?
Shock knockdown. MIBR lost. Will find the Straw Hats on another part of the map.
ये चल के बंदा मार दे लाइव.
They're about to be pushed down to the bottom 2.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. We talked about not clearing corners.
Leon आ गई Leon आ गई पास में.
Find him in the end. Now TG close by alongside the Lions, excuse me, and they're looking to see whether or not they can continue on this fight. Joker coming close. He had a really good game previously, especially with the long range weapons. Puts a bit of chip damage onto Shanky, and they want to try and crunch them from 2 different angles.
Joker just does not have his weapon of choice at this point of time, having to make work with the Woodpecker as best as possible. Shanky with the SKS also has got the time turner once again for the pop on
Total
his side,
Gaming, let's
his
go
life.
भाई, fight हो रहा है.
Volta down on the ground though. The recovery needs to be strong here for.
पर इतना मैं समझ आ रहा है वो कवर के लिए ग्लू वॉल बना लिया उसने.
Circle around with the SKS in hand, looks at Mafia. With the M82B, Mafia is going to be deadly, even though Leon does have those blue walls on the other side.
Oh, W! Let's go, bhai. Mafia, let's go.
4 eliminations in hand.
क्या बात है?
India's looking hot.
5 eliminations हो गए.
Really good, and I love to say that they are very active and want to take this fight head on. Aztec takes a lot of damage.
Wait, Aztec.
Backstab.
Joker. Oh! Let's go, bhai.
Mafia keeping his body in.
ओए क्या बात है लॉन्डो, क्या बात है? अबे लॉन्डे पंप है भाई. मैंने बोला था टीजी भी पंप होगी भाई, जरूर है. मैंने पहले ही बोला था, मेरे को फीलिंग आ रही है टीजी पेलने वाली भाई. पहली बार फ्री फायर देख रहा हूँ, लेकिन यहाँ से कनेक्ट कर सकता हूँ भाई. इंडियन टीम गई है इंडिया को सब रिप्रेजेंट करने भाई. ठीक है. अरे यार नूर को पकड़ लिया.
Beautiful on the revive, brings Troll back in before getting.
नूर रिवाइव दे रहा था, पकड़ लिया नूर को.
Had barely any HP on him, and he was timing that perfectly, and he executed that revival perfect. And S8UL will be able to thank him a tad bit more later on by reviving him. Obviously, the boys are going to be taking him out of the equation in a tad bit here. Mia Corp, Kappa. It's the ice grenade to weaken him a tad bit here. 2v1, but Kappa will stand no chance. And Mia Corp out early this time round.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Mia, who are currently just running to just be able to stay alive in this game. Now moving over to Lace's favorite team here, TS at the bottom side, but Twisted Minds have a mind of their own to eliminate this team. And Sean keeping a bit of space between him and the rest of Twisted. Decides to play a little bit more further back instead. Being able to get support from his teammates is the priority here.
Time for Lace to smile. This is Twisted Minds. They've got the high ground. Both teams calling out for the lightning zone, and it's Twisted Minds' lightning zone that was called out a tad bit later. which means Team Secret cannot get too cheeky out in the open just yet. That allows a perfect rotation from Diamond. The Bass M590, wrong gun. The sniper will get stabbed in the back. The Bass gets lucky with that ambush. Taking Wong Am out of the equation is just its first step. 9-7 now, up close and personal. The Bass once again with the M590 will conquer. The Mag 7 just not enough. Tikui, can you pull one back? PLS1 has the VSK, trying to turn the situation around. Jump taken down as well. And is this an interference from another squad? PLS1 trying his very best. Tikui down on the ground, explosive with the Car 98. Just trying his best to keep them contained. But it looks like Team Secret is about to win this out thanks to PLS1.
Yeah, Hwang Am still very much healthy here, trying to find a way to find the final shot onto Exposy. Finally, in the end, cross and crunch from multiple angles, and Twisted Minds will be the one knocked out here somehow. Team Secret survived a little longer. Great recovery from this team.
Kingdom of RRQ a tad bit sad. Some claps there for their squad. It got eliminated a tad bit too early. And like I told you, Dash, it was definitely a blessing from Lace. Team Secret working off of that Lace energy at this point of time. But S8UL though. Troll, wrong place, wrong time. MT7 spots him out, and MT7 has got the gun of preference. The AWM, Aiku Total Gaming on the other hand, early exit in here. Straw Hat still alive and kicking down at the bottom, looking to climb up. S8UL, what more do you have? Buddy shot from afar. Ju will punish with the Thompson dude taken out of the equation. S8UL might not make it out of this compound if they don't do something different.
The rush forward is here. Fluxo going a bit more aggressive. Bunny getting hunted.
That's it.
Rushing away from his life. Jack is barely alive. Repositions, but out in the open, there's no way for him to run. Fluxo already 8 elims.
They already got a revive, which means the squad will stay alive and kicking and Troll with the stealth bites. It's the heck out of there, catching up in Nur. And Fluxo will overtake this compound. Bayfront belongs to them for the time being, but they'll have to move in a little bit as the blue zone catches up with them. But if you look at Fluxo's performance so far, this has been the best within the day. In the 2 past games, they only walked away with 2 points in each of those lobbies. Obviously not looking like the usual Fluxo. But like I anticipated, I just wasn't expecting them to go crazy here on day 2. I think they definitely want to play the survival game. You saw what Raja said yesterday. Our team will dominate tomorrow.
Yeah, and definitely did. They're showing us the signs of life. Not only signs of life, they're starting to just go crazy. Now, speaking of that as well, in terms of positioning, we're looking at Lost very, very active, getting Refinery super, super early. And I think they're just trying to move around, scout around, try and find some information about where everyone's going to be. TS, Lace's team also trying to move around the area. They're fairly healthy. They have 4 eliminations already. And in this situation, we're starting to see a slowdown from so many of these teams as they try to figure out not only where to position themselves in the circle, but also where to go next.
Yeah, Leon needs to be careful a bit here. Thanks to the fact that Twisted Minds have been having a rough day out here today. They've been able to catch up and now overtake them on the leaderboard, but not through points just yet. They need 1 more point to equalize. But of course, if they can find the final circle for themselves, overtaking Twisted Minds will be a no-brainer.
और चैट मैं ना एडिटर को बता रहा था भाई क्लिप कर ले यहाँ से रिएक्शन दिया हूँ रील के लिए तो थोड़ा म्यूट था मेरा भाई.
Into the grand finals a tad bit earlier than expected.
There we go. The reposition coming in from S8UL as well.
Team Secret.
देखो तुम मैच देखो मैं 1 मिनट दो बस मुझे कॉल आया है जरूर.
S8UL though, no elimination so far there.
Yeah, in this situation, again, the slowdown is here. Foundation very, very open for S8UL, just really hunker down, bide their time. Close by to Team Vitality though, if they do decide they want to go take this fight, but have to be wary of Fluxo as well. We've seen how much damage they can do with those long-range weapons, and it's scary.
The drums of liberation courtesy of Fluxo. But I think it's charging up Joy Boy on the side of these Straw Hats. Let's see exactly who it will be that unleashes their Gear 5 on the competition in a tad bit. 2 games back-to-back. Straw Hats have been phenomenal. But can they keep this streak up for themselves? Spending a tad bit of time outside the circle. 5 boosts activated off of those team boosters. Need a tad bit more coins before they can purchase the 6th one. Vitality keeping an eye on the rotation of Team Secret. MIBR lost, making their way in as well as Fluxo and squad sits pretty, waiting for the next contenders. This next circle is definitely going to be bringing a tad bit of chaos in here because we are running out of space to play, and Fluxo will have to make that run out of their defensive space.
I have to say, Made in Brazil lost really good with the reposition. They were hanging around Refinery and decided to move off that area. And now they're prime zone in the middle of the area. And they should go head-to-head up against Team Secret, I feel. I mean, Team Secret does have a bit of that high ground to play with. But in terms of firepower, I would say Lost still a bit better in terms of speed and positioning.
RRQ out super early from
Kya
this
scene hai,
lobby.
chat? Kya scene
Did
hai?
not expect that. The Booyaka still hunting down these teams. Regardless of the stage, regardless of the level of competition, you can improve. But running away from the Booyakas, on the other hand, is just something that's just totally up to luck. And RRQ just did not have that luck on their side this time.
No, I was quite surprised as well to see them getting knocked out super early. But again, we are seeing the teams that had a great start to the day start to slow down a little bit now. Who took a little bit extra damage there from those long-range shots. Have to be careful in terms of these rotations. A bit later to the area means that you don't have a lot of space to work with. And most areas are being, I would say, held by players like MT7, like Carol says. Really scary seeing this guy being able to just really work with his weapon.
Absolutely. The AWMY in hand. And MT7, one of the deadly snipers out there. But can he outperform Yago, who was on fire yesterday? Today they've slowed things down, and MT7, speaking of whom, will punish two players from the side of Straw Hats. Spots out Extra as well. Needs to break down those glue walls. One more needed. Riptide Rhythm sent out. Extra got out. MT7, the monster. And now looking for who as well. Can he get the ace on the whole squad of Straw Hats? He sure as hell is trying and has got the right gun to do it.
Not gonna be easy because Who isn't really showing his hand either, and so it's been, I'm not gonna lie, MT7, the son of the gun, he's doing just keeping every single player around the area's head down. No one is daring show their heads in case that the bullet goes up into their dome. But if anything right now, Vitality have a chance to take this fight up against S8UL, keep them away from this area, and this hard shift should be able to guarantee that fight.
Big advantage here for Fluxo. Not a lot of rotations needed. They can still hold on to that high ground advantage here for MT7. All he needs to do is just inch a little bit closer to the circle, but the risk that he will have is playing those glue walls a little too much too early. Team Secret just keeping close to the very edge of this hill, making sure they stay out of the crosshairs of MIBR Lost. And since they will not be spotted out for the time being, survivability is there. They can sneak under the squad of MIBR and play survival. Yago has not hit those wild shots today just yet. PLS1 spots him, dropping down to the lower ground, but they will still stay hidden. S8UL, the Indian squad slowly rotating around. Perhaps this is where Team Secret falls. And on that replay, you see how MT7 with his high ground advantage was just making perfect work, just dwindling down the chances of
chat साथ खाते रहना, हाइड्रेटेड रहो, पानी भी पी लो, ठीक है? बिना पानी पे मत बैठ रहना स्ट्रीम पे.
Here S8UL making a lot of noise as well. Trying to rush forward and take this fight, but Team Secret trying their best, inching their way forward, has to take this fight up against the Lions. Lost waiting. Made in Brazil, prime angle, just really pressure this team out of the zone. And I'm saying that Team Secret right now, just a terrible position to be in, but S8UL is here, perhaps giving a bit of space and respite for them.
Yago versus PLS1 and S8UL.
S8UL push कर रही है.
And MIBR Lost says, you can have it, baby. I do not want this platform. They quickly retreat, trying to look for that reposition. Is that a good move or a bad one? Straw Hats finally taken out of the equation already. Fluxo sending the shots to the spot of Vitality. Joel knocked down as well. S8UL aiming for the players on the side of Team Secret as Vitality finally bites the dust.
Vitality बाहर हो गई. S8UL top 5 में, S8UL top 5 में वे. 4-man alive S8UL top 5 में.
Hitting that booyah on Bermuda.
Versus maybe a real, not too sure about that, but a team that's being blessed right now, maybe Team Secret. We'll see how it goes because they are currently being pressured. They don't have a lot of space to work with.
position है.
And Joker,
ओए,
keep a close eye on
ये कैसे मारते हैं भाई? हवा में कैसे मार देते हैं?
Jumps forward, somehow surviving in terms of rotating here, but have to deal with S8UL.
S8UL push कर रही है, S8UL push कर रही है. चल चल चल, troll चल. भाग गया वो, उड़ के भाग गया.
Yes, he can. Beautiful jump pad reposition by PLS1. And the sniper of this god gets caught.
ओए, troll ने मारा. Troll ने मारा.
From Leon once again, waking up in the
Leon के player को मारा.
बनी,
अरे बनी डाउन हो गया यार. भाई बनी को कोई रिवाइव दो. बढ़िया, बनी रिवाइव हो गया.
But Fluxo still alive and kicking, and they are catching up. Look at the monstrous run.
क्या S8UL यहाँ पे बूया निकाल पाएगी? जैक, अरे यार. रिवाइव हो रहा है. अबे नेड कर रहे हैं. नेड कर रहे हैं. क्या होगा यहाँ पे? मार देगी, मार देगी. मुझे लग रहा है मार देगी. अभी हील कर रहा है उसमें बैठ के. इसकी एचपी जा भी रही है, हील भी कर रहा है. बाहर आ गया. ओ अरे यार. अरे यार S8UL भी बाहर हो गई. एंटी यार, एंटी. कोई ना एंटी. नाइस ट्राई भाई, नाइस ट्राई. अभी अगला मैच बूया, मतलब टॉप 2 या बूया तो चाहिए होगा. अब रेगुलर कंसिस्टेंट मैचेस चाहिए होंगे भाई क्वालिफिकेशन के लिए. मुश्किल है क्वालिफिकेशन, बट हाँ डिस्क्वालीफाई मतलब एलिमिनेट होने से भी बच सकते हैं अपन. ऐसा हो कि एलिमिनेट ना हो, इससे बच सकते हैं अपन.
Alive and kicking up there with the high ground advantage. Joker versus MD7. This is going to be a good fight.
Yeah, trying to rush forward here. Joker has to be careful not to get eliminated. He is, after all, alone, but not able to find the angle.
Nice
Jumps forward.
That's the kind of patience play. Supremacy with the reposition. Now Leon staying alive for Latam, but Booch is in with the M590. Might be able to take him out of the equation a tad bit too early here. He jumps away.
चैट जो स्ट्रीम में नया लाइक कर दो, सब्सक्राइब कर दो चैनल को.
This is just not the
मैं
best.
थोड़ा खाते खाते बोल रहा हूँ तो
Barricades himself in. MIBR lost, spots his glue walls and looks for the annihilation. Grenade tossed behind the glue walls, and General taken out. Round 1 as well, and Fluxo cleans up house and makes it come back with a solid booyah.
बूया आ गया. फ्लक्सो का बूया आ गया भाई. फ्लक्सो का. फ्लक्सो के फैंस देखो भाई. कितना मतलब कितना प्यार करते हैं भाई अपनी टीम को, इनके फैंस. मतलब ग्रुप में आ रखे हैं भाई साहब. ग्रुप में आ रखे हैं पूरी टीम की टी-शर्ट पहन के डांस कर रहे हैं भाई. क्या बात है. दिस इज e-sports यार. दिस इज e-sports. इंडिया में भी देखने मिले यार. जल्दी मजा आएगा, पता है. इस तरह का एटमॉस्फेयर भाई बहुत मजा आएगा.
But for the rest of the teams, though, everyone had a labored map. Everyone that was consistently on that top 3 earlier now knocked down super early. You know, as the Straw Hats weren't very comfortable. Mia wasn't very comfortable. RRQ got knocked out early as well. And it is impressive to see this shift from so many of these teams as we go into this third map already.
Absolutely. And the teams that need to step it up, definitely your eyes are going to be on the teams who are looking for the early access into the grand finals. Twisted Minds, 3 games in a row, have gotten themselves twisted into a little bit of a confusion because they can't seem to find the big
Twisted
points.
Minds भी अच्छा खेली है.
But one team that found big points, 33, the one and only Fluxo.
Yeah, they are so hyped, just so you can really hear them really bring in that
क्या बात है
energy
भाई.
for
क्या
their team
कितना
today.
hyped
We
है
talked
भाई
about them
लोग.
not trying, but they are definitely
Even without trying,
कितने hyped हैं भाई ये लोग. कितना मजा आ रहा है देख के.
How insane is that? And then you've
Fluxo.
got Leon on the other side.
मेरे को मेरे दोस्त ने बताया था जो फ्री फायर देखता है, खेलता है और उसी अराउंड कंटेंट बनाता है बेसिकली. फ्लक्सो भाई काफी लाइक तगड़ी टीम है. मतलब तुम समझ रहे हो जैसे बीजीएमआई पबजी मोबाइल में इंटरनेशनल अल्फा 7 है, फिर चाइनीज टीम में WBG हो गया, सुख की टीम हो गई, कोरियन टीम में हो गया, जैसे उस साल की टीम हो गई। अब तो पहले तो D+ के में थे, बट अब इधर उधर हो गए हैं। वो उस साल की जो टीम थी D+ के इधर उधर हो गई थी ना, अलग अलग टीम से चले गए उनके प्लेयर्स। टोटल गेमिंग टॉप 5 S8UL कहाँ है ये? S8UL एलिमिनेशन नहीं निकाली लगता है, टोटल गेमिंग 7 एलिमिनेशन निकाली। भूया का 12 पॉइंट्स होता है। माइकी भाई अगर स्ट्रीम पे हो तो बताओ भूया का 12 पॉइंट्स होता है क्या? S8UL 7th पे आई है मैच, 2 एलिमिनेशंस, 9 गाइस। जो स्ट्रीम में नया है लाइक कर दो, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दो, ठीक है। आज फ्री फायर की वॉच पार्टी हो रही है, PUBG मोबाइल की भी वॉच पार्टी करेंगे, और अगर तुम लोग को देखनी है तो मैं EAFC और चेस की भी करूँगा। अगर मुझे रिस्पॉन्स आता है लाइक कि हाँ भाई देखनी है तो भी। चेस की तो मैं करूंगा भाई, चेस में तो भाई अपने इंडियन प्लेयर्स बहुत आगे हैं भाई। इंडियन प्लेयर्स अच्छे खासे लेवल पे हैं चेस में भी, तो मैं चेस की तो करूंगा ही करूंगा। EAFC का यार अपनी इंडियन टीम सारी बाहर होंगी भाई। S8UL के 3 प्लेयर्स थे, गॉडल का 1 प्लेयर था, वो बाहर हो गई, तो वही सीन है। EAFC का मैं सोच रहा हूँ ना करूँ, क्योंकि ऑडियंस भी नहीं देखेगी ज़्यादा, और वो खुद को भी मजा नहीं आएगा जब तक कोई इंडियन टीम ना खेल रही हो। ऐसा कोई डाई हार्ड फैन नहीं हूँ मैं EAFC का, बट हमको को स्ट्रीमर हैं हम तो करेंगे भाई। अगर थोड़ा 2-3 लॉन्डों ने भी बोल देना करो, मैं कर लूँगा, सही बता रहा हूँ। मुझे बस 1-2 लॉन्डे 2-3 लॉन्डे चाहिए जो मेरे को बोले अरे ये क्या हो गया।
Today you're aiming for the top 4 and it's obviously not going to be an easy run. This is a slightly easier lobby compared to Group A, mainly because you've got many teams very capable of pulling away big numbers through eliminations there. Here on the other hand, it's all about who can play the game of survival. We've seen Leon already 3 games in a row. You got to respect the kind of hustle that they have on their side. After yesterday, it was a decent run. Today, it's so much better, so much more consistent coming through from the team, right? And now they have to battle against the one and only Fluxo. Twisted Minds, unfortunately for them, after running 3 games in without many points, they've been kicked out of the top 4.
Yeah, and I think that this shift is just, I think, something that everyone has been expecting as well.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit, I think I talked to Lucifer earlier as well about what to expect from today. And they did say that we also are expecting a bit of an area for us. So after this, we'll be back soon for more games.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here. Now, the proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
और बताओ चैट क्या हाल है यार, कोई तो चैट करो यार, मैं बात तो करूं भाई, मैं किससे बात तो करूं भाई, करो यार प्लीज चैट करो, मेरे को बात करना है। किससे बात करूं मैं? 3 लोग स्ट्रीम देख रहे हैं, एक तो चलो मेरा फोन ही है, 2 लोग कौन है वो 2 लोग? हाय हेलो लिखो यार, शर्माओ मत यार, ऐसे शर्माते नहीं है, शर्माया नहीं जाता है दोस्तों। जब तक शर्माओगे जिंदगी में तब तक तुम आगे नहीं बढ़ पाओगे। ऐसा तो नहीं शर्माओगे तो आगे नहीं बढ़ पाओगे, शर्म आनी इज नेचुरल। हाँ मैं वैसे बात कर रहा हूँ, अगर तुम सोचते रहोगे तो वो ये सोच रहा है, वो ये सोच रहा है, वो ये बोल रहा है, वो ये बोल रहा है, तो आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा, तुमको इग्नोर करके आगे बढ़ना पड़ेगा। जैसे मैं BGMI प्लेयर, BGMI स्पोर्ट खेला है मैंने 4 साल, कैजुअली गेम 6 साल खेला है मैंने, ठीक है, फिर भी मैं ऐसा फ्री फायर का स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ आज, पहली बार फ्री फायर देखा हूँ। कल मैंने, मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा, मैंने कल 8 मैचेस देखे फ्री फायर के, 8 या फिर 9 शायद से। पहली बार, मतलब तुम ऐसा होता है यार, तुम कोई गेम पहली बार देख रहे हो तो तुम नॉर्मली देखते हो, खोलते हो, ठीक है, तुम नॉर्मली देखते हो, तुम नॉर्मली खोलते हो, तुम 1-2 मैच देखते हो, फिर तुम बोर हो गए तो बंद कर देते हो, या तुमको गंदा वाला एडिक्शन ही लग जाता है। अब देखो मैं BGMI खेलता हूँ तो मुझे गंदा वाला एडिक्शन तो नहीं लगेगा फ्री फायर का, मैं थोड़ा बहुत बोर तो होऊंगा ही, मैं हो रहा था, बट ऑफ कोर्स अपनी इंडियन टीम्स खेल रही हैं, 3 इंडियन टीम्स गई हैं इंडिया से फ्री फायर के इंटरनेशनल स्टेज पे इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करने, तो भाई दिल से सपोर्ट है, हम देख
successfully
रहे हैं, देखते
taken over the
रहेंगे।
fourth spot from Leon
आज
from the Booyah
मैंने
that they just
स्ट्रीम इसलिए
secured.
स्टार्ट करी because
And what is even more amazing is the fact
I
that
thought
they collected 21 elimination
ग्रुप बी के
points in
मैचेस
just
करेंगे सिर्फ
one
स्ट्रीम
game. Now
because
this is what I want to see, because this is what was missing yesterday. Going against Lost, I do feel like there is some brotherly rivalry going
मैं नहीं
on
घूर रहा
between
हूँ,
these two.
तुम में से कोई
But
घूर रहा है,
boy,
ठीक है?
oh
मैं नहीं
boy,
घूर रहा हूँ,
I
मैं
am
बता
so
रहा हूँ।
proud to see Fluxo claiming the throne and claiming the Booyah finally today.
Well, finally today we
Chat
can
मान
see
जाओ,
Fluxo
उधर जाओ।
got the Booyah and they're hoping for more because
ओवरऑल
you can
रैंकिंग
see
आ गई
the
भाई,
crowd.
6
It's so crazy.
कट
I
ऑफ अभी
really love
80
the
पॉइंट्स का
energy
है,
here.
नहीं
And the
सॉरी
heat just keep
127
working
पॉइंट्स
hard
का।
even though
अबे
here it's
तीन
very
टीम
cold,
के
you know.
127
And
पॉइंट्स
let's
है,
talk about
आरआर
our
क्यू,
top 11 and top
फ्लक्सो,
12.
लियोन,
What do you think about them?
इनमें
I
से
do
कोई
think that seeing how the group
एक ही
is
क्वालिफाई
doing
कर पाए,
right
दो ही
now,
क्वालिफाई
I
कर
do
पाएंगे इन
agree
तीनों में
that
से।
Group B
अगर ट्विस्टेड
somehow
माइंड्स का अगले मैच
has it
अच्छा
a
गेम
little,
जाता
just a
है,
little though, a little easier
तो
compared
फिर
to
ट्विस्टेड
the
माइंड्स भी
group of death,
अभी
aka
कंटेंशन में तो अभी
Group
भी है,
A,
लेकिन वो
but
बराबर
hey,
के उस पे आ
anything can still
जाएगी।
happen. We still have a couple of games
चलो भाई,
left.
अपनी इंडियन
And
टीम्स
seeing
फिलहाल
how
के लिए
Fluxo
सेफ
is
है,
bouncing back,
ठीक
I
है?
don't
नहीं
think
यार,
the top
टोटल
four
गेमिंग
that
अभी
we
सेफ
have
नहीं है,
right
वो
now
हो
is
जाएगी।
truly
मेरे को
secure.
लग रहा है
Don't
टोटल
you think?
गेमिंग
I
डिस्क्वाली
do.
यहाँ से
Not
एलिमिनेट
yet.
तो नहीं होगी यार,
Because we only
हो
have
जाएगी
like 3
सेफ।
games and 3 games left to go.
यहाँ
So I
से तो
think this
एलिमिनेट
group
नहीं हो
4
रही है
still
टोटल
got
गेमिंग,
some
दैट इज
change to
फॉर
it,
श्योर।
but I'm not sure because Lion is so crazy. You know, come on, Games King, he is on fire. Like a youth, a very young youth, a really young energy, come to the stage and destroy everything that is like cover his way up. Man, I'm totally his fan.
Yeah, actually we talked about this at the desk earlier, because we do believe that Leon actually has some more power, something that they haven't really got the chance to show on this stage yet. And yes, speaking of Games King, we know how passionate he is and how great he is. But then again, I do remember one of his posts on social media. He was apologizing to the fans because he wasn't really giving his all, even though we know how hard it could be at the EWC, right?
Yes.
Again, it is the World Cup, so the tension, the pressure, it is obviously higher, and it's so difficult for them. So yeah, I'm just waiting actually for Leon to making a comeback. I mean, if Fluxo can do it, I'm pretty sure that Leon can do it as well.
Well, we only have the left top 4 because in the Group A, we already have top 4 and this will be another top 4 and then 8 teams will go straight to the finals. Don't let yourself step into the survival mode tomorrow because they're only gonna pick 4 teams out of 12.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just gonna be harder for the team because, hello, it's called survival stage for a reason. They're gonna have to survive, and it is not an easy task. But I'm still quite happy because call me biased all you want. I am so glad that we have 2 Indonesian teams right now at the top 4. Can we talk about that for a second?
Can.
We have Team Fatality. Sorry, I gotta say that one more time. Team Fatality, as Neptune would say, and RRQ. I mean, they are doing good. They are consistent, and yeah, I just can't wait to see the rest of the games today and who are advancing to the next stage.
Well, I'm happy for you. Guess I have to wait for my team. So Conchita.
Yes, I think it is it from now. But let's go back to the caster and see what do they have to talk about. Take it away, casters.
एक मिनट चेक, थोड़ा बाल देख लूँ मैं।
Okay, things are heating
लगा रहा हूँ यार,
up
लगा
right
रहा हूँ,
now.
सर गुस्सा मत हुआ करो तुम
after all,
लोग।
we are talking
लगा
about
दी,
the teams that
लो।
are, I think, supported by both Conchita. We're also talking about teams that are supported by S8UL as well as Lace as well. But the team that is currently on top, after all, is Fluxo. They are heating up. They're looking very aggressive. MT7 is starting to come online, and it is looking very terrifying.
Well, not on top just yet, but definitely getting there if MIBR does not wake up in a monstrous way, right? We did see them get to that final circle this time around, walk away with the second spot, but just 4 eliminations to their name. Obviously, that's not going to be enough
चलो भाई,
to protect your
fourth
throne.
match
They've
start होने
already
वाला है।
put a phenomenal
Last 3
distance
matches
between
Group B
themselves and
के।
the rest of the
Let's
squads
go।
yesterday, so they do get a little bit of lag time here. But like I said at the start of our Group B, regardless of what MIBR loss does, I don't think they're going to get kicked out of the top 4, and that is something that truly deserves
Chat मैं
our
सोच रहा हूँ
respect because
आज
they pretty
क्या
much
है,
earned
आज
their spot
Thursday
in
है।
the early access into
कल
the grand finals
आफ्टर
just
फ्री
off
फायर
of
के
one
मैचेस
day's phenomenal
स्पाइडरमैन खेली है,
run
स्पाइडरमैन
with the
2
3 Booyahs to their name.
PS5
But of course,
की
I am
गेम।
expecting some other teams to wake up.
Right.
We have been talking about Straw Hats, we have been talking about Mia Corp, and I have to say the amount of hustle that we have seen Straw Hats do in that first and second game, I think they definitely deserve to survive. But it's not up to us. It's
Yeah.
up to them, and it's up to the other teams who want to survive or not, right? Al Ahly, they knew that they were in a pressured situation. They needed to wake up in that third game, but Kalahari brought them absolutely nothing. And yet, the team of Straw Hats could not take advantage of that. They got kicked out a tad bit too early with barely any eliminations.
Yeah, and I think in this situation, you could start to see what they were trying to go for. They wanted to try and go for eliminations. They want to move around the map and go for these fights. But somehow, sometimes, when you play in this situation, you have to be ready to be dealing with these high-risk situations.
Yeah.
And for them, that high-risk situation did not give them any rewards. But we still have another few maps to go, and it's still another 3 more chances for them to play catch-up. Between the bottom 3 teams right now, Mia Corp, Al Ahly Esports, Straw Hats, only 2 points, 4 points between another. And in this situation, only between them 3, 2 will have to go home.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, it's savage to have your totem crushed out here within the group stage in itself, but that's exactly how lethal things are at the Esports World Cup. We are savage, baby. You gotta be good enough to step into not just our grand finals, but good enough to step into our survival stage. And the teams who do not step it up, they will be crushed. Not just their totems, but their dreams as well. At least they get a little bit of a longer holiday in Paris.
Yeah, for sure. And I think in this situation, right, I mean, for those that are not going on holiday, you know, you play another extra day, you have to go, you know, you have this stress to try and survive today, you have to survive again tomorrow to be able to go to that grand final. Regardless, the next map is now here. I am curious to see how things are going to go today. Are teams going to just change up things? Are they going to be able to just go very aggressive, just start to farm up those eliminations? Or are we going to be seeing a more passive approach for some of these teams as well? Because after all today, I mean, the interview just now we had Joel, they said that they are playing very dynamically based on how exactly the rotations and the circles go, and they don't want to just go aggressive the whole way.
I say wow because you have more words than what Joel gave in that interview. I mean, the guy was barely giving us any answers, but you got to love the fact that he was cool, calm, collected, he was confident. He was like, yeah, we're just doing what we always do. We're going out there, we're kicking some good butt.
So guys, match start ho gaya. Aajo. Let's go.
They might have their spot ripped away. Leon is way too close. Although they do have about a 20 point gap up at the top in the second spot. Vitality cannot let their guard down. We have got 3 more maps to go, and anything can happen in these 3 games. Leon's going to be dropping straight up into Brasilia.
TG hai Leon ke paas.
Close to the Indian squad. I could total gaming.
Indian squad. I could total
gaming. They have to find a way to make sure they don't get caught up in terms of survival only, right? Because let's say in the final 3 games, Mia Corp, Al Ahly, Straw Hats, they
aa gaye hain. Kya baat hai? Sher.
Chopping block.
Oh yeah, for real as well. Now coming into this, I like the fact that, you know, you saw Koja get that first pick already, and he's going for a nice separated, I would say, play compared to the rest of his team here. Could just keep S8UL busy for the time being.
क्या गाड़ी है भाई? ऐसी गाड़ी BGMI में क्यों नहीं है भाई? BGMI में भी होनी चाहिए ऐसी
get a
गाड़ी.
bit of a vantage point, an idea what's going on, wait out the initial fights, and then I don't know, third party.
Oh, the drums have started. The drums of liberation that woke up Fluxo in that game number 3.
Drums.
Nice shot.
TG, Mafia.
Riptide rhythm, perfect.
Let's go, Mafia. Let's go.
The VSK will not find elimination, but Water follows it up with a P90. The
Mafia knock hai.
Mafia taken down.
Finish hua.
Has got the VSS with a rate of fire
Vota.
and the damage to keep the numbers equal here.
अबे क्या recoil वगैरह कुछ नहीं? गाड़ी की skin है क्या? Oh. अच्छा वो वैसे स्किन तो बीजे में भी होते. वोटा मार रहा है. क्या बात है? Aztec knock हो गया लेकिन.
Joker holding the squad of Leon together. And he has to find some way to get out of this sticky situation alongside.
भाई TG को यहाँ से निकलना पड़ेगा भाई, दिक्कत हो जाएगी.
I think fairly safely. TG doesn't look like they're gonna be putting in that chase as we go towards
TG को यहाँ से निकलना
They have
पड़ेगा.
an idea toward where Mia is gonna be. Dry Tech takes a lot of damage quickly and so far away before even the Bass was able to just really fully push forward there. That's 1 more point in the bag. But for the rest of the team here, they've already vacated the area. They want nothing to do this early fight.
Well, Twisted Minds want their top 4 spots back. But what's the odds that we get 3 Southeast Asian teams qualifying from Group B as well? I think that's too much.
1 minute on chat BT was शायद.
2 is a lot already.
It is a lot.
2 is a lot already.
It is a lot. I agree with you. I mean, this is the Esports World Cup. We want to see some diversity and representation from so many different countries if we can. And Shanky already knocked down
Shanky knock
Esports. You're
ho
showing a
gaya
bit more aggression. You're showing a bit more aggression and a little bit more, I would say, proactivity, because Wota is going to be shot out of the sky. Takes a bit of chip damage, but able to get away with his life.
Al Ahly stepping it up as well. They understand exactly what's at stake here. The totems and their hopes being crushed. Ico Total Gaming out of the pen into the fire potentially. Wota making sure he lets go off the zip line. Just
Leon ka play there
here. Because moving on forth was just not gonna have. And the battle between MIBR Lost and RRQ breaking off right now. Vitality is gonna find themselves a victim as well in Miracorp. And Miracorp getting crushed. Not just their players, but their hopes as well. They need to step it up. They need to pull those revives back in.
You really want to be able to do that as well. Vitality want to make up for their early exit in the previous map, and as we move over here, Noor out in the open in trouble. There's only so much time before that glue wall goes down here. The Bass will be pressured, but it doesn't stop him from trying to reposition himself away. But he is, after all, the one being pressured and gate kept away from that zone. Jump rushes forward here to Who. Somehow on the other end gets knocked down.
Straw Hats getting involved in this battle, but it's supposed to be
S8UL versus Twisted Minds.
We don't even spot out
Twisted Minds को मारा S8UL ने. क्या बात है?
With their trading blows with Twisted Minds,
और ये
and that
नूर को ले
moved the
लिया.
attention of the Thai squad a tad bit too long. And S8UL, they take advantage of that situation.
क्या बात है? बनी W.
Twisted Minds might not see the early access into the grand
क्या
finals.
बात है S8UL? क्या
If
बात
this
है?
continues to happen, but Diamonds is keeping the team alive. In fact, going in here with the revive one after the other, Twisted Minds right back in here as a full squad, but scrambled on the battlefield.
Yeah, we're starting to see like a slowdown, at least for some of these fights. They come through, they go away, they go and revive the whole team once again here. The Lions have been hanging out in this area for quite some time. I mean, yeah, we see those little skirmishes that they go and ahead and have, but never really full commits onto fights, and they definitely do not want to go and overextend and chase a bit too early either. The lack of information about crossfires and where other teams might be is just, the question marks is just a bit too much for them to deal with.
Straw Hats, 3 eliminations already. They are off to a fantastic start, but Al Ahly keeping themselves alive and kicking, making sure they don't get kicked out of the competition too early. The focus for me personally is definitely on the lower side of this leaderboard. Who gets their totems crushed today? We've got 3 more games to go for them to save themselves from annihilation. And Miracorp's just one of those 3 who are desperately trying to stay alive. Those revives have been solid for the time being. S8UL on the other hand,
S8UL
90 points on the leaderboard. But 3 games can really change the state of this Indian squad. Ico Total Gaming, a little bit of a civil war between the Indian teams.
Oh, TG versus S8UL हो गया बे.
Be allowed to survive a little bit longer by the looks of it.
I am very excited to see how it's going on toward this southern side of the map there. RQ and Made in Brazil Lost has been kind of hanging around there for quite some time, but never a full commit quite yet. Maybe you see pickoffs, but never really a situation where they want to go on a full 4v4. And we see some pressure coming in from Team Vitality as well.
Team Secret taking the bridge, crossing over. 1 into play. A little bit of interference between the battle of 2 titans, MIBR Lost as well as RRQ. You better wrap this up quick because Team Secret wants to party. Abe with the Max 7 gets the knock, but PLS1! The shots from afar take the sniper. The shots from afar take the sniper of MIBR out of the equation first. Yadaral as well as round 1-7. Desperately trying to look for survival. Ma'al, can he find the angle as General scurries towards the compound to find the vending machine? 700 coins in his pocket, he can afford 1 revive. But can he get there? Wangam says, hell no! As MIBR loses their 3rd player, and Team Secret the biggest winner of the battle at Central.
They had such good timing getting into the area as well. Finding General, adding another 1 point to the board for them as well. Full control of the side. Now Fluxo is coming close into the area, and this is interesting.
On 7, he's going out surfing. Boy's got his priorities right. He's trying to find The rotation outside the circle, battle between S8UL and Twisted Minds.
S8UL versus Twisted Minds. क्या बात है?
But they still do have some viability here. No, stabbed in the back by Diamond, but he pulls off a double revive before being annihilated with that VSK up close and personal, which keeps the hopes and dreams of S8UL pulling more points in this lobby alive.
Here we go. Definitely heard the sounds of the rotations coming in here. Looks so close by, but over on this side, the Lions are starting to just find the members of the Al Ahly squad. Moves away into a corner, but cannot break into the compound quite yet here. Hacks is close, jumps forward, decides to move away.
Oh, can they get away? Al Ahly will allow them to back away. Just too afraid to go all out in that battle because they understand the 3 past games where they have tried, they have been snuffed out, and they just chose the safer route this time round. Team Secret up against Fluxo on the other hand. Who's going to be the mighty one? PLS1 up against Yago.
Here comes the weight as well, trying to find a perfect angle and opportunity to strike.
MT7, apologies. Yago's going to be pissed. I left the team a long time ago. I'm not going back there, Mustachio. Wangam backing away. PLS1 understands that the lightning zone is not one that you mess around with. That forces them back into a little bit of hiding.
But 12 की 12 teams जिंदा है. क्या बात है?
Space for Fluxo to rotate away, looking for the circle.
कोई भी मरने को तैयार नहीं, बताओ.
Earlier than Team Secret at the very least.
And this is a great situation because they are closer. They can also pressure Team Secret since they do have to find a different way to get into the zone. And they do just that. Instead of going for a full-on fight up against Fluxo, they're going to rotate toward that southern side there. That bridge is, I think, right from the cross either as well. Excuse me. As we look at the rest of Team Secret here, have a bit of a top-up as well for their supplies, but Fluxo already close to the zone, and it's curiously enough, this fight against Vitality is about to get really hot after this.
I'm sure they definitely have a launch pad here, so they're not too worried about the position outside the safe zone at this point of time. Probably going to be laying it out at the beach and taking a quick jump in. Those binoculars need to be used first. Yago brings back 2 of his buddies on the side of MIBR loss. And the hope is not lost just yet for them to hold on to the #1 spot by the time we bring Group B to an end. Purgatory is a huge map, and that's why you've seen a lot of these touch-and-go eliminations coming on through. And we're almost back to a full lobby as we approach the 12-minute mark.
Can't believe that everyone is still all so healthy as we come into this stage of the game. Usually it's so hectic. A full-on fights happening, and Fluxo catching the members of TG, rotating into the area. TG got nothing to do with this, decides to just move away, not really paying attention to Fluxo, focusing more on the repositions.
This is a rough one. Time turner pulled out perfectly for S8UL, but they're going up against the Titans
from
from Asia. And RRQ just runs through S8UL, reaping away their souls one after the other. And the chances of survival for Troll is really low here outside the circle. Has got those glue walls to protect him, and he lucks out. RRQ does not commit. They back away from the opportunity as they focus on Team Secret instead.
Yeah, and this is huge because Team Secret is currently not only outside the zone, but also pressured. Vehicle option taken out as well. The rotation is going to be annoying. And Troll, despite being able to stay alive for quite some time, not able to do so for time being because Fluxo now is in trouble. Vitality is just really pressuring them. Bunzin knocked down. Koja wants to rush forward here. Kept alive by the glue walls for the time being here. But Bobs once more rushes forward. Koja, huge from Bunzin. Take them out of the way. Koja will be traded out quickly. And Joel as well from Al Ahly Esports somewhere in the fray.
Wow, beautiful play by Diggs there. He made sure Butchazin does not get picked up. And now as these two teams are a tad bit busy with each other, MIBR Lost looking to take advantage of the situation. Team Secret in the area as well. Lost focusing to take their players out. Secret can't jump into a full-on battle just yet. Now 7 picks right back up as S8UL Esports finally bows out of the lobby. Jiu making sure Wang Arm's not going to get picked up in that situation. But it is Team Secret that has the advantage with the zone here. They're looking to gatekeep Fluxo.
And it's interesting because Team Secret was the one kept out here, but because of the commotion, they were able to find that space to get here. And now Fluxo will try to just really buy some time and survive. But over on this side here, the Lions are rushing forward. Twisted Minds wants in on this as well. To be able to steal away a pickup in the middle of the fight could be huge for them.
Tikui pissed off.
TS Team Secret है ना?
Fluxo as they drive away, but it's not
TG के
gonna
7
find a
eliminations है.
comeback here
TG
as
निकाल
well
सकती है
on
मैं
this
थोड़ा
game
अच्छा.
four.
TG की
Secret
positioning
hasn't
कहाँ है?
had the best of run today. The best has been 12 points from a lobby, and that was at Solara.
Loss.
But now the
LOS.
battle. RRQ versus MIBR loss.
RRQ.
Look at up a goal. Max 7 in hand. Has the Valiant dash, but gets locked down by the thrill of battle. And that's what the A124 gives you. But Yago, the only survivor, as Dudes pops them with the M590. And the sniper can't do much but to disengage and look for a vehicle, to look for a vending machine. But Team Secret
बाहर. अरे जैसे ही भाई
590. And this
As well, Yago needs to be able to survive.
our loss gets taken out.
Crazy work, RRQ able to come back into the game as well. Yago needs to be able to survive longer.
That's it.
But the pressure coming in from the rest of the RRQ squad is just too much to deal with. And they're eliminated.
Remind sneaking that point away for the squad. Every
Yo,
single sneaky point
Mikey
is
भाई
going to make a
क्या
big
है?
difference for Al-Ali. Not just to survive.
कहाँ है TG को क्यों नहीं दिखा रहे भाई? TG दिखाओ ना यार.
They keep their hopes alive within themselves. Who knocked down
TG
to the
दिखाओ
ground.
भाई.
7
TG कहाँ है?
shots
Positioning
straight
तो दिखा
ahead.
दो
Rip
at
Tiger is
least.
going to be breaking down the defenses, opening up the house here for Fluxo as well. But they refuse to
S8UL
step
को
on
दिखा रहे थे
it.
जब
Mia
वो
got
बाहर
right behind the squad, so Straw Hats can't
TG
go
के 7
anywhere.
eliminations
Stuck
और वो
between a
survive
rock and a
कर
hard
रही है.
place.
15
And
मिनट हो
Mia
चुके
can
हैं
take
मैच को.
advantage, but it is the Straw Hats that turns things around. Bobs catches out a player from the side of Mia as well. And it is Mia Corp that gets annihilated instead of the Straw Hats.
Clearly, you cannot cage a cornered animal because Straw Hat now decides to move forward here. Trackstop already knocked down here as Fluxo tries to find a way into the zone. They're gate capped. They don't have any space
TG
either.
दिखाओ
but
भाई.
they can
TG को
buy
दिखा
their
ही नहीं रहे
time,
यार.
hoping to see
Positioning
who
तो
exactly
दिखाओ.
becomes fast
दिखी.
here. Twisted Minds
Edge
should
पे
be able to
zone के
advance
अंदर
them
जाना है
onto
इनको.
TG, but at the same time here,
पीछे
Fluxo
इनके
goes
एक और
head-to-head
team
against
है.
Al-Ahli Esports.
Man, Al-Ali, Remind is going to be the playmaker here. Put up
फिर इनको
another
दिखा रहे हैं
grenade,
भाई.
baby. The M79 making magic work for Al-Ali.
क्या हो गया? क्या हो गया? अरे क्या हो गया? Fluxo बाहर हो गई. TG, Twisted Minds.
No easy picking.
As TJ
Hashtag,
rushes forward here, that's not a space to work with. But the ones to go down here is not going to
कौन
them.
किसको
Because
मारे?
Twisted
knock हो
Minds
गया.
completely annihilate this team. Lions cannot survive. Hunted by
TG
the
बाहर हो
Twisted
गया यार.
Minds.
एक बंदा
A lot
बचा
of
है.
space to
अबे
work
लेकिन
with. And now,
अबे elimination से
again,
अच्छे
leading
खासे
the wings.
अपने.
Who almost ended up
TG
surviving
top 4 में
a
अभी.
little
Aztec
bit
survive कर रहा है.
longer.
Aztec survive कर रहा है.
Waiting and biting for time. But who falls?
The efforts were from Twisted Minds, but the winners of that battle were the Straw Hats who sneaked
बाहर हो
away.
गई TG.
Those
NT
points
यार,
from
NT,
them,
Aztec 4,
but that's all
NT.
they're going to be able to eat off of the
NT
efforts of
guys,
Twisted Minds as they
NT.
personally take
Straw
the
Hats
Straw
भी
Hats
यार.
out of the
4v4 है
equation.
अब.
But a valiant effort for the Bangladeshi squad. But a valiant effort for the Bangladeshi squad to find the final circle.
Bangladeshi
Al-Ali,
squad
on the
versus
other
Twisted
hand, with
Minds.
the survival gameplay will no longer be able to pull away points as they get tortured in the hands of Twisted Minds, looking for their comeback match. And this is it. One more player to shut down, to walk away with a massive booyah for Thailand.
Waiting in the wings here. There we go. And always it's going to be them.
Twisted Minds.
Incredible
Yeah.
work coming
GG,
in from
GG,
Twisted
GG.
Minds, just completely
GG bhaiya, GG.
collapsing.
Good game, good
Looking
game.
good. A lot of respect given as well to really cinch up that game.
Damn, what a play, what a comeback. Twisted Minds in the past 2 games, they had an accumulated 10-pointer, 7 from Solara, 3 from Kalahari, but they definitely broke away from their unlucky streak here at Purgatory, making sure to farm on anyone they spotted out there. Straw Hats did eat off of their plate quite a little bit, and that does not result in a super monstrous round for Twisted Minds, but they didn't need it. They already had a ton of eliminations on their side, and it looks like the hopes of making the early qualifier for Twisted Minds might not be over just yet. But it is exciting. It is absolutely exciting because they flunked out in the first 3 games. The rest of the teams have managed to catch up. Fluxo has caught up, Leon has caught up, and they are all now so close to each other at the top of the leaderboard. But from down the bottom, Straw Hats as well as Al Ahly making a great run this time in this Purgatory map.
Yeah, we're starting to see them really come online. Aggressive as heck as well. We saw a lot of movement coming in from both these teams.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Mia was just so interesting just now. They were in a situation that they should have won that fight, but somehow Straw Hats being able to turn around the game. Regardless, Fluxo currently waiting on the stage. Let's see what they have to say.
Hello everyone, we are back on stage here and I'm happy to be here with my colleague, Barney. Thanks so much for joining us on this interview, MT7. And actually, I want to hear Fluxo's crowd! Such great support for you, MT7, definitely. That's super fans. Okay, so yesterday you guys had such a great, amazing debut here. Was so nice to watch you guys, even though you guys didn't get a booyah. But today you had a slow start. What went wrong those first couple of games? Ontem vocês conseguiram fazer uma estreia muito boa, mesmo que vocês não tenham conseguido um booyah. Porém, hoje vocês começaram um pouco mais devagar. O que aconteceu nos primeiros jogos que acabou dando algumas coisas erradas?
Bom, a gente teve alguns erros coletivos nossos. Então, acho que foi por isso que a gente começou jogando mal. Depois a gente saiu para conversar. E conversamos legal, apontamos erros para consertar e acabamos consertando para a terceira queda e consegui meu booyah.
Okay, so actually it was some mistakes that each one of us did, like the whole group, the whole team. After that, we team up again, we talked with the coach, and we decided to fix some little mistakes that we were doing, and that's why we got a booyah, because we could finally step it up.
I mean, making those micro adjustments is exactly what you need to do, especially in a team of your caliber. Now, MT7, we've got to talk about Game 3. You absolutely popped off. There's a reason why your nickname is the Baby Goat. And not only that, but also you're like the MVP of your season in the Brazil region, okay? So let's talk a little bit about when you get into that flow state, when you're hugely popping off on the main stage, you're playing incredibly well. How do your teammates complement you with their play styles that then allows you to go and play the way that you did?
Obviamente que no jogo 3 a gente pôde ver muito mais do MT7, a gente viu que você conseguiu de fato ter uma performance muito melhor e é por isso também que você é conhecido no Brasil como Baby Goat, você foi o MVP da fase regular do Free Fire e a gente gostaria de saber como é que o time consegue também acompanhar você em todas as eliminações, como é que o time consegue ajudar o MT7 a sobressair no jogo.
Eu acho que é muito entrosamento da nossa parte, é muito treino, a gente já tem mais de anos treinando juntos, jogando as mesmas partidas, fazendo coisas diferentes, porém com o mesmo objetivo. Então acho que isso acaba influenciando bastante e acaba que a gente meio que tem um entrosamento muito forte por causa disso. A gente passa horas jogando junto, até quando acaba os treinos a gente joga junto.
Okay, so one thing you guys should know about us is that we consider ourselves not only teammates, but as a family. We practice every day, all the time. Even we don't have to practice anymore, we still keep it practice all the time. And that's why you have such a great chemistry. We go out together, we go have dinner together, we do everything together, and that's why it explains the good chemistry that we have. Not only me, but each one of these guys sitting by my side, they are the best of the world, and I'm gonna prove this here at EWC. First, to finish our interview, there is a really special question here, and I want you to be honest on that, okay? So you were the MVP of FreeFire World Series Brazil, despite not winning the title. Do you think you can win MVP again here at EWC, or is this challenge even harder, even bigger for you? Você foi o MVP, né? Finalizou ali a fase, a FFWS Brasil, com mais de 300 eliminações. Você acha que você consegue ser o MVP aqui no EWC ou esse é um desafio maior para você?
É um objetivo que eu sempre quis, que é ser MVP e campeão. Acho que por mais que os caras estão muito aqui na frente, mas mesmo assim eu vou ir atrás, porque é o meu sonho ser campeão e ser MVP. Então, por mais que possa estar difícil, eu ainda acredito nisso.
It looks hard, definitely. Is this a big challenge for me? But that's my goal, that's my dream. I don't want only win this. Of course, this is the most important thing for me and my team. But also, I want to be the MVP. I want to be the winner of EWC 26 and wear the crown of the MVP of EWC 26. So that's my dream and that's my goal, and I'm going to do everything to reach that.
That dream could definitely come true. MT7, thank you for joining us in this interview. We really appreciate it. 2 more games left to go until we close out the group stage, and they're going to pop off. We can, of course, imagine, and it's going to happen right here on the main stage. But for now, we're going to head back to the studio right after this.
Montanha, mano.
Torre Eiffel. Escada.
Viver.
Escada.
Torre Eiffel.
Buia.
Buia.
Eu acertei primeiro. Vai puxando o VAR. Põe pra frente não, cara.
Eu não posso.
Procurando. Macaco.
Que isso? Mano, esse aqui tá muito difícil, essa.
Hoje,
Ó,
cara.
quantas letras?
Uma palavra.
Uma letra.
Uma letra.
Comer. Um hambúrguer.
Não,
Um croissant. Uma maçã.
banana. Bandana, cara.
Hambúrguer.
Eu amo hambúrguer. Hambúrguer.
Pão.
Um pão. Complicou a folha.
Pão.
Um pão.
Pão de queijo. Pão de queijo.
Um pão. É um pão.
Você correu. Você corre. Correu. Pão. Você
Pão.
correu. Você correu o pão.
Você correu.
Ah, vai.
Você correu.
Você
correu
pra pegar o pão. O pão. Correu. Isso aqui que é.
Isso não.
Ah, tá. O pão. Aham. Correu.
Você correu o pão?
Eu matei o pão. Não, o pão.
Tá.
Correu.
Correu. Ele roubou teu pão.
O pão correu de você.
Correu.
O pão correu dele?
Pão.
De você? O pão.
Pão.
E você? E você foi atrás dele? Atrás dele. Aham. Do pão.
Sim.
Você. Pão.
Correu atrás dele.
Você correu atrás de mim com o
Beleza,
pão.
correu atrás dele. Isso,
Okay, it might be our loss. It might take you a little bit longer to figure out your miming skills. And today's taking a little bit longer to get a booyah too, because this squad has not been able to get one. If we actually rewind it, though, we gotta talk about the Brazilian squad that was able to get a booyah, and that's none other than Flux. So don't worry, we'll be able to break down a little bit more of the game that just happened. But I want to go back to Flux though, because this is the one thing that they were missing out on, Lace.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to look at that final zone and that split hold that they had, I thought that it was going to be a little bit of a difficult feat after how many eliminations they had under their belt going into that match as well. But of course, they needed this. This is the booyah that they needed, because on day one, they were sitting at a 9.2 average elims and 5.9 placement. And before that booyah, they were actually on 0-1.
Yikes.
Which is, after match 3, that's not a great time. But that booyah brought them to about an 8.3 in elims and a 4 average in their positioning points. And I mean, if you just look at this fight that they had between, I think it was them and Team Secret, just Central, and they literally
decimated them. I want to sort of bring like Team Secret into the conversation with Fluxo, and the reason being is that Team Secret are getting eliminations on the edge of zone, but they are not moving from that. You could see the fight that was happening between these two teams sort of in that south, southwest corner, and Fluxo made the decision to rotate early. They're like, okay, nothing's happening from this fight. We're not winning it. No exchanges are happening. They're like, we're going to rotate. And they did. And then you saw, if you like, Team Secret try to follow suit, but they were decimated at that end of zone. So these decisions from the likes of Team Fluxo, and, you know, we heard it from MT7 as well, saying that they saw that first match. Yep. They didn't want a bar of that anymore. So they made a decision to do that. And that's exactly what is showcased.
Yeah, and for Fluxo, this is something that they needed. Not only the Booyah, but we need to start seeing them being a little bit more consistent, because at one point, and I mean, when we end up seeing that overall, you'll see how tight everything is within this group. It's not decided just quite yet. A team that was able to get just a Booyah, none other than Twisted Neptune.
Yeah, I mean, Twisted Mind, aggressive?
At last.
Finally. I mean, Twisted Mind, I mean, they are aggressive way when the first time we saw them is now showing up once again. I mean, there's one thing that we expect out of Twisted Mind, and this Thailand team has been one of the threat that doesn't really care about the Booyah. So I don't even know why they got a Booyah. I guess they're only getting up on the elimination, just getting on the board right now. That's the aggression of Twisted Mind. Just different from what we've seen in other teams from Thailand. But now they're going strategical. They're not going aggressive right now. Half, if not like 3/4 of the game, they were just hanging tight, just waiting for the opportunity and getting all those eliminations.
I know why they got the Booyah. I was following them yesterday, Neptune, okay? It was after such a, you know, they started at those first three matches, throwaways. It was not great for Twisted Minds, but then they started their rotation and getting those placement points. And what did I say? The kills come to them. So it was only a matter of time. I thought the Booyah was going to happen yesterday for them, like I was really hoping, but they got it today because they're following the same formula that they were doing in those final 3 matches of groups yesterday.
A team that's putting themselves there. Yeah, I was about to say, you just threw them back.
Bro.
There goes all your notes over there on the floor.
Don't litter,
I will pick it up after production, I promise.
Now, Conchita, actually going to some of the Indonesian teams as we'll see the overall ranking here.
Yeah.
You can see Team RRQ right now in 4th place, but they're being followed by Fluxo.
Yes, it is not safe at all. I mean, just by looking at what Twisted Minds just did in the game that we have just finished, they sneakily crept up to the 2nd position, and that was supposed to be the safe zone for Team Fatality. I mean, by the way that they're playing today, the consistency that they've been showing, apparently it is still not enough. And if we're talking about RRQ, like I said before, this is the true test that they need to face. Are they ready to really be clutch about this couple of last games? Because if we're talking about them, again, this is where they usually shakes, and I would really hate to see that happening again.
Gonna be looking at the teams that are currently in contention to just make it to survival or end up going home, because this race is actually tight as well. You got Al Ali there with 92 points. Straw Hats trying to chase them down with 85, and it's a bit of a toss-up, Neptune, on who's gonna be going home and who's gonna be going to survival. Even Mia, if they ended up having a good game here with 2 games left, they could put themselves in contention for that last game to make it to survival.
And what's making it difficult for me, Corp, as well as Straw Hats, to really move up is they're going against each other. I mean, they're going passive approach to just buying their time, making sure that they go into final circle, and then that's when they meet up. They're not even getting that a lot of elimination, so that would be difficult for them. And we also saw on that last match in Purgatory, we're in Al Ali. They
was practicing that backstage, by the way, guys.
Al Ali.
It's the same voice making a comeback. The Neptune special.
Oh, yeah. I mean, M79 coming from Remind. That grenade launcher was just deadly. And he timed it well. Everyone's in a compound. Everyone is one space. And he just wrecked them with that M79 grenade launcher.
Yeah, we just wish that we could have seen this sooner. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is something that we need them to show from yesterday, day 1. This type of, I don't know, hunger that they are finally wanting to fight for their place. I mean, the next game, Nextera, this should be interesting.
It should be interesting. And looking at Nextera, looking at Purgatory too, I'm going to go with you, Neptune, for this one. Which team do you think will be stepping it up here in Game 5?
Well, I have two teams that managed to get a booyah already. We have MIBR loss as well as RRQ. But in terms of numbers, especially in terms of placement point, MIBR loss has been consistent in this map. There's also Lion who might be able to catch up because in terms of, like, when it comes to elimination, it's quite even across the three.
It is very even across those three. With loss, I mean, if they do end up getting points, this squad is just going to keep propelling themselves even higher to first place because nobody's going to be catching them unless we see something crazy. Oh, did I just curse them? Hopefully that's not the case. But for some of the other squads, right, RRQ, we're talking about Vitaly as well. They need to make sure they come in clutch, as you've been saying. This is the time for those Indonesian teams. I swear, we're not biased here, especially with Cheetah.
We're not. Well,
they need to be clutch.
They need to be clutch, and this is something that Fatality has actually proven that they can be. But again, if we're talking about RRQ, this is where the true testament really comes, because I really do want them to exceed. I really want them to finally overcome whatever it is, whatever curse or whatever jinx that they have right now. But that is not what I've been seeing on the last couple of matches, because again, I feel like they are slightly declining, and that is not good. So this better be a wake-up call. I mean, the way Al Ahly came out of nowhere and really performed well on that last game, that should be something that could wake, I don't know, RRQ from the deep slumber that they're in right now.
Now, we'll see though. I mean, RQ, when it comes to the map, Nextera is their second best. Only 2-point difference when it comes to Solara as well as Nextera. Their averages is also high in there. So I have confidence. I'm with you here, Conchita, about RQ getting this, but I just don't want any surprises come from the other teams.
And the thing that happens when we end up going to the final two games is that we usually end up getting surprises. And I'm excited to see which team will be surprising us here in Game 5 and later on in Game 6, because this is Group B and these are the last matches. We'll be finding out who's going to be going to the Global Finals Survival and the last two going home. Casters, take it away.
Thank you very much, Seven. And I think Al Ahly's definitely feeling the pressure, right? And although they did make a phenomenal comeback here at Purgatory with a total of 20 points, they are still going to be in trouble if they don't continue this kind of a point hunt, because the only thing still keeping them alive, keeping them away from the final two spots down at the bottom, is the fact that they performed decently yesterday. 61 points for both Miyakop as well as Straw Hats from the first 4 games played. They're both hustling big time today, and Al Ahly has only pulled away 31. So you can already see who's more hungry, who's more consistent.
Yeah, we start to see the urgency come online as well for so many of these different teams. Again, we talk a lot about Al Ahly being at 92 right now, a bit uncomfortable, but at the same time, S8UL as well with 94, also in with the possibility of getting knocked out.
Guys, let's go.
Both Straw Hats and Miyakop decide to get a little bit more active this game. Straw Hats has showed us the capability of them to go a bit aggressive, to farm up those eliminations, to move around the map and take these fights head on. And as for Mia, survivability has been key for them, surviving into these very, very deep runs.
It honestly would be insane to see 3 teams from Southeast Asia make it out of Group B as well, right? We saw that phenomenal run from SEA in Group A, and to see it here in Group B as well will definitely be stunning. But obviously, Fluxo, Lion, these two teams have got a good chance to ruin the party here for one of the 3 Southeast Asian teams. And Twisted Minds, after that phenomenal victory that they just showed us in the previous matchup for their comeback game, they've jumped into that second spot. And right behind them is Team Vitality as well as RRQ. Indonesia needs to step it up a tad bit as well.
Yeah, and no one is even comfortable at all in this lobby, because anything can happen, either be at the top or at the very bottom, as Dix takes a bit of damage from that bottom side of the terrain. But no full fights quite yet, as Diamond does keep his eyes onto Koja. They want to go for this fight. Nah, Diamond said, I will just put in the shots, but not really go for this full-on fight.
See what they can pull away from this battle here. Vitality. Fair fight 2v2, but Diamond's gonna get caught out. As his partner was just a tad bit too far, the Bears catching up finally, and Exposy with the Punisher off their M24. They lose one, but they pull away two. Math-wise, let's check it out for Team Twisted Minds.
Very patient on that as well, allowing Diamond to go down and leave them into this false sense of security. Regardless, Vitality easily being able to bring the two back into the game. So Vitality right now, Mia looking really good, starting off with 2 points, and should be a big step to just really climb that mountain.
IQ Total Gaming's not at risk of being relegated here based on how they've performed so far. But they can't let their guard down. Anything can happen in Nextera and Purgatory. If they literally pull away nothing from these games, then perhaps that relegation might just be a possibility. Obviously, they don't want that for themselves. They just need to put up an average performance, and that should be good enough to get them into our survival stage.
A lot of rotations coming in for so many of these teams here. Mia just now holding on the area, also being able to be chucked down there by the Twisted Minds player. But for now, for the rest of Twisted Minds here, very, very healthy and happy in Frontopia. Meanwhile, for Team Secret here, want to take this fight against Mia. They weren't able to get a few eliminations earlier onto this team, but the rest of Mia hunkering down, taking their time as well, hoping they don't get discovered by the rest of the team. As Nyx puts in a bit more pressure to Anshan 7. None of the damage actually clipping onto him, allowing him a bit of space to reposition for not so long. Huang Am tries to do something and even trades out his teammate, looking really good. Which Biblix tries to come forward and try to do something to make it happen, not happening.
The crossfire from Team Secret looking solid. But PLS1 now knocked down. Twisted Minds might just drop by to say hello. Miyakop bumping into Straw Hats at the wrong time, wrong spot. Kappa all alone. Straw Hats looking for the hunt. The vending machine camped at by Shock. And Kappa's not going to be able to get there. Oh, a sliver of El Kappa allowed to bring in the revive, and Miyakop will survive a little longer.
Right in the nick of time as Nyx finally back into that game. Just need to survive. As for S8UL, TG has been hunting them for quite some time. Water waiting for his teammates to be able to just move in together with him, so that he's not able to give him this isolated 1v1s. Don't even need it. So quick with that Valiant dash.
Beautiful stuff from Water. Feeling a bit thirsty now. Miyakop, ay. Out way too early here, not looking good for the team that qualified
Twisted Minds
through
Team
the
Secret.
FreeFire World Series USA. Team Secret versus Twisted Minds this time round. Will the Vietnamese squad be able to wake up and shake down Twisted Minds after their phenomenal game earlier on? Valiant Dash missed by Bass, but it still fights Not7, who could not get away in time. And the backstab is perfect. Twisted Minds dismantling Team Secret. And PLS1 left all alone. No stealth bites this time around off of that Morse. Has got the Skylar, but the Skylar's not going to be useful for survival. But he is going to luck out. Twisted Minds not close enough to take him out of the equation just yet. IQ Total Gaming, on the other hand, bumping into MIBR loss. And this could just be a huge loss for the Indian squad if they don't manage to wiggle out of this water. Beautiful Valiant dash to stay alive for a little bit, but round 7 with the Winchester clips him. Shanky's now going to be spotted out as well, and he's going to hold the fort as the distraction for IQ Total Gaming as Mafia scurries away to revive the rest of the team members.
Yep. Should be so quick, so I think hard for him to be able to find that last final elimination. Perfectly done. Now made in Brazil already with 5 eliminations so quickly into the game. So we just see them get active on the map here as the Straw has now shocked, now knocked down by the Lions. But still 2 more members to stay alive for the time being, but not for long as Hax quick to find Nil. Barely alive right now. Tries to keep the wall up for him to have a bit more space to work with.
Oh, man.
But not too much. The pressure, just too much to deal with. There's a double kill elimination already.
Yeah, Gamis King is finding that angle towards the right. Taking out the player from the side of Straw Hats. And they are absolutely broke on their revival run here. So it's going to be a rough one for the Bangladeshi squad. They'll have to catch up with them in a little bit. The Dinoculus used here by the Lions as they are trying to snuff out the squad that they were just engaging with, the one and only Straw Hats. Dinoculus finds nothing, but if they continue on this pathway. They are going to bump into them eventually, and the Straw Hats are scrambled on the battlefield at this point of time. And this is the quick revive, the Bass with the valiant dash. Not really breaking down those glue walls to find the advantage, but Nan7 just got caught out. Wrong place, wrong time, could not get away.
Oh.
And Twisted Minds did a number on their Vitality, on the other hand, is going to get caught out here by Al-Ali.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage, but Ali also well being able to take the Hawk back into the game. Numbers advantage because RRQ decides to join in on this fight. Ran steals away one member of Vitality here. C-Box as well taken, despite the valiant efforts of this team, and RRQ is the one that is reaping the benefits.
Absolutely. Say full max 7! And Diggs just ran straight into that one. But how much can you walk away with Al-Ali? Without RQ here as well, survival is going to be close to impossible. They find Tifu, they put him down 6 feet under. And Al-Ali is out super early.
Seeing a lot of these teams getting knocked out super quick and super fast. In RQ, this time around, timing is just so good, so aggressive as well, not allowing any of these teams to recover from any of these fights. S8UL as well will be joining in on that lobby. Things are getting really hectic as the pressure mounts. We are running out of maps after all as we hit the end of the day.
5 eliminations strong for RRQ, who wants to make sure they find the access into the grand finals as early as possible. Allowing the rest of the regions to fight against each other. Southeast Asia is looking to take a break tomorrow. I wonder what they'll do with the extra free day, as they can just sit back and watch those rotations, do a lot of homework, see those drop spots, and cherry pick who they want to punish with a couple of hot drops on the grand finals day. It's a big advantage if you can skip over the survival stage.
MT7 still very happy and healthy there, being able to just go for these long-range pickoffs. As for the rest of the team here, Straw Hats, who able to just really survive for the time being, but this 3-way crunch from 3 different angles, I'm not too sure how long he can survive this. Maybe hopefully steal away a pickoff, not happening. Quick to just take down the glue wall and just finally going down to General.
It's not the right strategy here for Straw Hats as they just scrambled on the battlefield, but I understand as well, right? Because both the players just looking for those coin machines, trying their best to revive their downed members. But that has kept them scrambled continuously. And without the support of each other, the rest of the squads are going to have a field day running across them, picking up easy points one after the other. Luck is still keeping them in the race. Those Straw Hats have got one final survivor tasked with reviving the rest of his team members. Let's see if or not Nil will be able to pull that off for the squad.
Looking over toward the southern side here, Twisted Minds and Lost as well is about to get super hectic there as the rotations are happening. RQ looking very comfortable just over toward the Deca square. They have compounds in their control. But as for the rest of the Straw Hats, survivability is going to be a problem. So does General, gets knocked down here. The Bass leading the charge early in this fight. And it's looking very, very terrible for this team. The Bats knocked down, stolen away. 11 eliminations already for Twisted Minds here as Lost tries their best to keep themselves in this game. Barely alive, knocked down there. Rahone tries to find a different angle to work with. Not able to do so. Finally find one in the end. No, it's Diamond with the long range pickups to really just knock them out of this map.
Absolutely dominant battle from the Thai squad. Twisted Minds twisting MIBR Lost inside out on that fight, and Team Secret using the high ground vantage point to take down a player from the side of IQ Total Gaming. The pickup is instantaneous. No doubt at all, they definitely have a Tiba on their side, and they will drive out of the confines, and Team Secret will not be able to continuously punish the squad. Great rotation by the Indian squad to disengage.
FluxO looking to just really wrestle away this compound from RQ. But kept at bay for the time being thanks to these glue walls. He's had to find a different way into the area instead. Want nothing to do with it, but Twisted Minds are here as well.
Nil just got shot out of the equation here. The reason why Straw Hats are still alive and kicking in this lobby is because of him. A phenomenal triple revival. And Straw Hats stand a chance to overtake Al Ahly as well as S8UL in this game in itself if they can get to that final circle and pull away some solid eliminations. They've got 3 survivors to complete that run. IQ Total Gaming losing Mafia. Vitality spotting him out. The Lions saving themselves as Team Secret send that Riptide Rhythm their way. PLS1 deadly with that shot. But the active skill will not give them the elimination points as the Lions quickly reposition.
Yeah, and Team Secret is running quickly out of space as well. Like it or not, you're gonna have to go down this terrain and take this fight. But it's had to be a bit more patient, hoping that the Lions just move away. After all, the circle is to the southern side here. A bit of space to work with for them, so the rotation should come through. But have to be careful because over on the other side of TG and Vitality just hogging on to the area.
Whose binoculars was that? Either way, IQ Total Gaming and Vitality looking at each other out. Vitality spotting out Straw Hats as well. They don't care who they shoot at as long as they can pull away some extra points before getting into the thick of the action, thinning down the numbers of your opponents regardless of who they are. That's the game plan here for Team Vitality. RRQ versus Twisted Minds. Great rotation by the Thai squad. Those glue walls used perfectly. And Straw Hats being dismantled by Team Secret. One final survivor, the game where they could overtake Al Ahly as well as S8UL. Both those squads can thank Team Secret for giving them a huge advantage now. And it looks like it might be over, but extra! What a phenomenal play, but that would not continue. 2 knockdowns. But he's eliminated from the lobby before he can find the confirmation. And IQ Total Gaming faces the same fate as well.
Yeah, MT7 online as well. All eyes and so aware of the rotations coming in. From the different parts of that map. Anyone crosses the peripheral vision immediately has the dome of their head popped here. But Team Secret finally into the circle and into the waiting